What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome, 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 welcome. We're going to try this again. Welcome to Overdrive. We're going to try this again. We tried to do a review before and it went crazy. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, Nick? What up? Nick up in the building. What's the word? Now, Kojak, hold me down. Let him know. Let them know the basement don't get no better. You actually can't find that many basements in the Bay. It's very few of them, and I'd like to hide in one. So if y'all ever get an opportunity to live in the basement, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Bro, what's going on? What's going on? I got my people in here. All right, all right. What was today? Tuesday. So we streaming on a Tuesday. Why not? Why not? Why not? AL, what up? Yeah, bro. You sent me the video, bro, that we gonna review, so I appreciate it. I haven't watched it, so you sent it to me. We gonna get into it. Why not? Why not? No chaser. What up, fam? What up? What's going on? What's going on? Rome at Rome. Rome at Rome. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, Miss Bess? How are you? How are you? What's the word? Now, we gonna try this again. Y'all was here with me last time. KGY, what up? Y'all was here with me last time when we tried to do a review, and I thought we was doing good. Listen, it was my first ever attempt at doing a review. I thought we was doing all right. Thought we was doing our thing, right? We was having fun. They didn't want us to be great. They said no. They said no. They definitely put us on the shutdown notice. You know what I'm saying? So we not running away. We not running away. We not gonna run away. So I said, hey, we gonna do it again. We gonna do it again. So I think I checked my IG, and my guy AL sent it to me there. So I said, oh, this is interesting. Okay. I said we can review this one. We can review this one, bro. Yes. Good idea. Good idea. So listen. If y'all got videos y'all want me to review, y'all want me to break down, have some fun. My guy, Daryl, what you mean it's about to be bad? Oh, you seen the video? Okay, you probably seen it. I haven't seen it, bro. I haven't seen it. Yeah, I know it's not gonna be a Vice panel this time. Somebody told me to look at content on a different channel that's not as extreme as they are. So it is what it is. But you're right. Had that been one of them other Vice ones, bro, yeah, no doubt. They would shut us down. They would definitely, yeah. But we was doing good last time. I don't know about y'all. I thought we was doing good. I might even put that one back up, even though they don't really mind if I play the video. But I don't really want to. I'm not really. It was practice, to be honest with you. So we gonna be practicing. I actually like watching video breakdowns, but I've never actually really done them. The first one I did, y'all was with me. We was rocking, and it went all bad. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. How he does the watermark thing and everything. Look, I've kind of seen how he does it. He does use OBS, and I tend to like StreamYard just a little bit better for me. But his studio, he spent a crazy amount on his studio. So the way he has his equipment set up and how he can switch from scene to scene, he on a whole nother level. I don't want no problems with him. Yeah. But other than that, we just gonna review it. Listen, bro, it's practice for me either way. So we're gonna review it. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna see what the people talking about. We're gonna see what the people talking about. Shout out to my people. Shout out to Gore. I got my water. Don't I appreciate you. I got my water. You already know that. I might need another bottle. I'm not gonna lie. I might need another bottle. I think I got 42 bottles left. I'm not sure. So shout out to you, Gore. I appreciate you. I think I got 42 bottles of water left, and I'm about to put another order in for like 120 cases or 120 bottles of water. That's like 3 or 4 cases, whatever the case is. Plus, I got my other water. I'm not running out of water. That's not an option. So you ain't even got to worry. If I run out of water, the world shall stop, in my opinion. So no, AO, you right. They always do reviews on it, but at the end of the day, they make YouTube a whole lot of money. So they make YouTube a whole lot of money. So it's a different experience for them. They got like probably like 1 million subscribers. So YouTube not gonna shut them down. Let's just be honest. YouTube is not shutting them down in no way. They don't have a problem to shut me down, as y'all have seen in the past. But anyway, we gonna dance with the devil. We gonna dance with the devil. It's all right. We gonna dance. We gonna dance. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna review this video. What's up, Jay? What's going on in my state? They wilding. You talking about that? You know, that stuff is crazy. So we actually get alerts at work for stuff like that. Because we're not allowed to talk about certain things. But people bring conversations like that up randomly. But yeah, they be wilding. Yeah, they be wilding. Don't listen. If you're not from here, don't come here. If you're not from here, don't come here. I know everybody think what they see on TV is all. Listen, it's all these nice people, these guys that wear dresses and everything. I'm warning you now. I'm warning you now. It is not like that. I'm warning you now. It is not like that. It's dangerous out. It's dangerous everywhere. If you don't know where you at, if you don't have connections where you at, it's dangerous. If you can't maneuver, you in another look. That's why I'm not looking to go travel to everybody other state. I know it's dangerous. I'm not looking to go play around in Chicago. For what? For what? Go down there and buy some clothes that I can only get in Chicago? I'll pass. I'll pass. If you're not meeting me at wherever the richest people, children meet at, I don't know if that's I don't know if that's downtown, in a plaza. I don't know. I don't know. You said which Roscoe's the safest? The one in LA? The one in LA. Come on through. But I'm telling y'all, Cali is not, listen, they tell y'all that it's not that simple. Y'all come out here and y'all don't know where y'all going. Y'all don't know where y'all supposed to be at. It's dangerous like it's dangerous anywhere. Let's just be honest. But that was an unfortunate situation. We saw the guy he actually turned himself in. So that's actually kind of a good thing, but it's unfortunate because I'm going to presume he probably has some mental issues, but 6, 7 people obviously perished in that particular incident. What happened the other day. So it's just scary. It is scary knowing you got children in this world and they could just be going home. But what can you do? At the end of the day, you can't overly prepare for a situation like that. These people were probably comfortable in their area, comfortable. This is where they go day in, day out. So it's just an unfortunate situation. And you just feel for the families. Honestly. I'll be in my mind, I'll be putting myself, what up, see? I'll be putting myself in those situations like, damn, how will I react in that exact moment? Right. And there's so many variables that come into play. It's like, are you alone? Are you with family? You with your nieces? You with your nephews? What do you do? Like if you dolo, it's a little bit easier to possibly be a little more aware of the situation. You might be able to dip off, but how you get 7 people, it's always crazy to me, but it's unfortunate. It really is. It's sad and unfortunate. But we will never look. Rome says states. Yeah, Rome, I understand that, but in California, they don't want you to do that, bro. They don't want you to do that without taking heavy risks to your livelihood and your freedoms and all this kind of stuff. So, I mean, people still do what they do, though. But you still got to move a certain way. And it's just like, if you're going to move, like it's a certain way you move when you, how would I put this? When you might necessarily not be in the most, let's just say, if you are going to move like that, you should control the environments as much as you can. I would just say that control the environments as much as you can. If you got to move out in traffic a certain way. Yeah, AO, you can send me that video too, bro. I'll break that one down too, no problem. But yeah, that's what I would say. You just got to move a certain way, protect yourself. But I can't judge nobody in those situations because it's easy to say, man, I would have got up out of there or I wouldn't have been there, but it could happen to anybody at any time. So it's just unfortunate. Jay, the food might be good, but I'm not a foodie. Okay, we've been over this before. I am not a foodie. I'm not passionate about eating the best foods in the world. It doesn't mean anything to me. I've actually, for the most part, I would eat the same food every single day. It's between like 1 or 2 dishes, and that's how I keep my routine simple, day in, day out, a simple routine. I'm not trying to. When y'all know when y'all do this thing, what do I have a taste for today? It costs y'all more money. Yeah, I know, Daryl. But you know, Tommy gamed up. He from out here, so he kind of know the rules, and most people know that you can't move like that. He wasn't from out here, bro. So you assume that people don't actually carry themselves a certain way in public in certain areas. It is what it is, bro. Jay, I rock with you, but if you can't order it online, you're not sending me. I'm not a foot soldier. Yeah, I'm not a foot soldier. You can't send me to the store to get the Duchess. No, 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 no. I don't get sent to the store to get the Duchess. Not me. We had to find some foot soldiers for you if you want something from that store. But look, Terrell said I would order my food online, bro. I don't listen. You got to know where you at all times, bro. If I did take a trip to Chicago, bro, I'm going to be using all my resources for people that I know that's from out there, know that area. Like, bro, what's the word? What's this, that? And I'm going to be read up on the situation at least as much as I can. And I'm only going to concentrated environments. I'm not letting nobody know I'm there. I'm getting in and out. Let's just be honest. I'm getting in and out. Is there any mail address to send links to videos or something to react to discuss? Yes. If you go on my channel, the About section, it'll have my email there. And you can just you can add me on IG and you can just inbox it to me. I check it periodically, and I like the AL sent it to me there. He'd be sending me a lot of videos, mainly of him hitting the gym every day. I told him to stop doing that. It makes me feel insecure. Okay. And that's the good thing about having neutralizers in California. He can work out all he wants. He can lift 500 pounds. There's certain things that's gonna make him feel like a small man. What's that? Yeah. So it's neutralizers for people that lift a lot of weights too. But that's my guy. So yeah, just send it to my IG, or you can send it to my email. It's on the About page on either one of my pages. And that's how you send me something that you want me to break down, get into. And that's how we rocking. So without further ado, we're gonna get into the video. I haven't watched it. So TC, what's going on? Yeah, so I haven't watched it. I have no idea what to expect. Yeah, you squatting 465 if you want. Yeah, you squatting 465 if you want. However, if your hamstring get pulled or somehow your legs become not usable, all that squatting don't mean nothing. All that squatting ain't gonna mean nothing. All for nothing. They're gonna be like, AL, could squat 460. See what I mean? Nah, you my guy though. Shout out to you, bro. But yeah, we're gonna get into the video. I have not watched it, so I haven't watched it. I don't know what to expect. It will be interesting to the point of which sides people pick and how often people will probably what's up, Sherelle? How often people will, they'll double talk, they'll say things that they're probably not standing on. So it's interesting. I'm gonna see what it is. So without further ado, let's get into the video, people. Let's get into it. Man. YouTube gods, don't fail me now. YouTube gods, don't fail me now. Don't do it.
Some pretty blanket statements saying feminists don't care about it, and you say you think that all women just are against men.
To answer your question, yeah, you're talking about women. Women are not all feminists.
Yeah.
Step forward if you agree with the prompt. If you're a woman, you should be a feminist.
So from the jump, they already have people separated. What up, Crown Prince? They already have people separated, I guess, the feminist group or the anti-group on each side, right? So we already saw the people that's feminists already jump from the jump. So that's good. They're staying consistent early. But the reason why it's funny, because at this point, I don't even know what a feminist is. Can I just be honest? I don't even know what a feminist is at this point. Do y'all? Can y'all actually say y'all know what a feminist is at this point? Why didn't all of them walk forward? All right, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. First Gen, what up? Yeah, we're going to see. We're going to.
I think the concept of anti-feminism is like counterintuitive as a woman. Like everyone should want equality of sexes, you know? Everyone should want to have the same education level, the same all these things in a position and still make as much as a person who identifies as male.
In this society, we have to be feminists as women because there's certain things going on where our rights are being stripped away, and Black women, Black trans women are more likely to be murdered and
Can I just be honest? Can I just be honest? Every single show, they got somebody with some colorful hair. Now we got the green hair person, because I'm not exactly sure how they going to describe themselves. I'm going to call them green hair. Y'all good with that? Green hair. We're going to call it green hair. They always trying to throw in the minorities to make their point more, valid. Oh, yeah, we go through it, especially minorities of color. Every single time, they always try to throw that in there to try to bring home their point. And they always lie. Oh, we need to make as much money. Oh, lies. Every single time. Every single time. I wonder, is it a group of all women? We'll see. I'm not, because I have no idea what to expect.
attacked, and that's absolutely a feminist issue, and that's something that everyone should care about.
Everyone of any gender expression, men included, should be feminists.
See, they did it again. Why do you think men should be that way? Why? It's like it's a setup. If you men are not this way, then you're... I don't trust anybody that their first name is Deja, and then right under their name, it says they're feminist. Don't ever trust nobody when they ain't got no last name. Just for the record, if they ain't got no last name, don't trust them. You got to at least have... No, sorry, Deja. No, can't trust you. Mm-mm.
I think there are different brands of feminism, if you will, that don't represent what I think all of us here feel is the true ideal of what feminism
Absolutely.
is.
And I don't think that everyone has to be active as a feminist in the exact same way. Like, not everybody can march, not everybody can protest, not everybody can really be an advocate for feminism.
At the end of the day, it's taking a look at patriarchal systems and seeing the flaws in those systems and how they negatively impact everyone.
I pause on that thought, and the disagreeers step forward.
Define woman. Go.
Ooh, she with the smoke out the jump. I like her. I already got a favorite from the jump. She jumped out and said, define woman immediately. Now, y'all about to see the most fumbling y'all ever seen. They're going to be like, well, a woman could be this. Y'all about to see the most controversial answers for what a woman is. I got a favorite already, and I don't know if she's good looking or not, but right now we just pushing the purpose. We don't know. So oh, I gotta hear this. I have got to hear this. Oh, why can't they never get no? All right, I'm gonna let it play. I'm not gonna say that last thing because I'm gonna get canceled.
Please, one of you.
A person who their internal
No.
idea of what they are is a woman.
Terrible definition.
Ah, I told you. Can y'all repeat that in the chat? Make sure I heard it right. An internal idea. An internal idea of what a woman is. If they basically, if you think it, then it is true. This stuff is crazy. Where do they learn this at? Is this at university? Is this why all the guys dropping out of school? Is this what they teaching y'all in college? When y'all taking science class and all this stuff, where do you guys learn this? Where? Where do you guys learn this? Is it in universities? What course is it? What course is you can almost guarantee that girl got a master's degree in something. Most likely master's degree in environmental studies or something like that. I almost guarantee it. There is no easy answer. It is an easy answer to this question. What is a woman? But it's okay. I'm going to let them answer it for you. So don't be mad. I'm going to let them answer it for you. Don't even worry. I think all the men in the chat can quickly answer what a woman is. But let me guess. We don't get to say what it is. They didn't learn that at no Berkeley. Don't you dare shame Berkeley like that. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that evil on me. Don't you do it. Oh, man, I can't believe this. Oh, I can't believe that was her answer. And I told you that green hair. I told you it was going to be the green hair. Didn't I tell y'all from the jump? Green hair is always the one. Any woman with green hair, the ombre. I like purple hair sometimes with a little hint of price. So I can't throw the purple under the bus, but I'm going to be honest. I told you green hair was going to be a problem. I warned you.
Coming from a lesbian, that destroys the very concept of our sexual orientation. Just saying that it's an idea.
Why?
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 Because you can't be connected and sexually attracted to somebody's brain.
Let's make sure to keep it to the prompt. If you're a woman, you should be a feminist. Why do y'all disagree with that?
Okay.
I completely disagree. You know, exactly 2 years ago, if I had done this, I probably would be a feminist. But then I started to look at, and I think the Agrias actually mentioned is, like, what do Black women gain from feminism? Because I remember even during Black Lives Matter, when I led 2 protests for Black women, and I counted how.
I ain't gonna lie. She cool. She look cool to me. I'm glad they got a Black woman up there. She all right with me. I mean, you know, the lighting ain't the best and the makeup a little. She cool. I like her so far. Yes. Finally, a sister gonna represent the right way. She getting my hopes up. Do not let me down, sister. Don't let me down. Shout out to the lesbian from the jump when she said, as a lesbian, that is basically the most disrespectful thing to tell me, that a woman ain't even a woman no more. Dang, this look like it's gonna be pretty balanced. I like this so far. Yes, that's right. Don't y'all put that stuff in my chat. I know exactly what you're gonna say about that Black girl. Y'all bet not start. Don't start with me today. I'm not about to go through it. I do it on the other panel every night. I can make it do one night without y'all doing that. Don't do it on this show. Don't y'all do it. Don't do it.
How many white women I saw there, and the ones who were there who were just there to take pictures for social media, and then the Black men also hiding behind us. Everyone, the whole world hides behind Black women. Enough.
Same thing that's happening.
Whoa. That was an interesting statement. Did y'all hear what she said? The whole world, even Black men, was hiding behind Black women. Is that how black women feel? That black men be hiding behind them, pushing them out to the front, like y'all go do this? That's interesting. Because she said that she led the marches. What up, CC? She led the marches. She led 2 marches, and then that statement came out of her mouth. It said, "It's enough. We tired of being in the front. We tired of being in." That's interesting. Because that may be how a lot of black women feel. I do not know. But that is interesting. But so far, besides that last statement, we cool so far. She better check green hair girl too. Her and the lesbian chick, they better double team green hair girl, because we can't have green hair girl leading us. No, we can't do that. No. Mm-mm.
Look what's happening in Iran. People on the feminist side right now are not speaking up for those Iranian women. I have a friend that is a trans woman living in Iran right now. It's miserable. Nobody stands up for that poor girl.
As a woman, I particularly think I'm a humanist. For example, 2 years ago, I was a raging feminist, and I made a decision to pivot my platform, teach Black women how to sit in our feminine energy, because we've never experienced that.
Well, that just sounds like Black feminism to me, teaching women how to do that in the time that we are in now.
But we're not learning fast enough. We deserve to rest. We deserve to relax. We deserve to choose if we want to be a traditional wife. I went from law to being a CEO to now I just want to be a housewife. And every time I say that, I get so much hate. Like,
now this is interesting. This is interesting. So she was a raging feminist, which is what y'all would call red pill raging for the men. I'm pretty sure that's what y'all would call it. And she realized that ain't work. It ain't work. She realized I'm a Black woman. These are white women issues. But I want to be soft. I want to rest in my family. Y'all notice that's happening a lot. A lot of these women that was, hey, Gore, calm down now. I just said she was attractive. I like the curls. I like girls with curls. You know what I mean? It was cool. And, you know, she wasn't necessarily, she didn't look too bad. Now, I don't know just how bad she about to make us look, but she was a raging feminist, just like they do the red pill rage. She said that don't work. So now she like, damn it, I need to get with a man. Feminine, man, how do I rest in my feminine? She went from CEO. She went from running things to realizing I don't want to do this anymore. She don't want to do this anymore. And I'm not mad at her for that. Sometimes you got to realize, we call that self-awareness. You got to realize that you made a mistake. Now, as long as she ain't had no kids by no man in Tennessee that got 30 kids, she still got a chance. She still got a chance to rectify the situation. But somebody said she a divester. We're going to find out. You know, they always spill the beans. They always spill the beans.
Like, women work so hard to get to this point. Why do you want to be a housewife? Because
that's what you
my
want.
Choice.
That's what you want. That's the whole point.
Feminism is all about choice.
Exactly. Why can't I choose? That's the whole point of feminism. It's like, why can't I choose? What are you missing in America to claim that you are oppressed as a woman?
Well, we just had our rights to our own uteruses stripped away.
Well, the right to murder your own baby, though. I mean,
it's not a baby. It's a clump of cells.
I mean, we all are clump of cells right here.
I think everybody's going to agree and disagree.
Yeah, that's a whole.
I don't know if that's another topic. That's another topic.
I had a very, very hard time not stepping up to that prompt because my whole life I did consider myself a feminist. Seeing how this modern wave of feminism has now turned into something very different than equal rights. We all want equal, of course, we want equal rights. We want equality as women, of course.
But how can you have equal rights when you can't define the word woman on the far left?
Yeah, see, let them talk long enough and the truth will set you free. She said she wanted to be a feminist, but she realized it went beyond being. What have I been telling y'all? These women don't want equality. They want they lick back. They want they lick back. I've been telling y'all for the longest. And if you can get a white woman, you know, the white woman, to actually realize this stuff is insane, we making progress. We making progress. That first girl went crazy. She went far off left. We don't have rights to our own uterus. You do have rights to your own uterus. If you don't want a baby, don't have sex. Just like y'all tell men. The second you put it in, you got to expect a child is there. So even though I get a decision after you put it in, to say I want a kid or not, and you don't. At the same time, well, there's a fire truck into my background. At the same time, though, yeah, you got to follow the same rules. If you want equality, then you got to go the same rules. Close your legs. Close your legs and you keep your rights to your uterus. You get to determine that now is the time you want to have a child or you don't. Close your legs, control your uterus. Stop acting like they took away the right to your uterus when they did not. They've empowered you even more. They gave you a clear understanding of what legally somebody had to do and what they don't. You still understand. I'm telling these women it's crazy.
Alta had a Women's Day recently, and the Women's Day was celebrated by 2 trans women who still had their male parts. I mean, you're pushing women out of womanhood.
I'm sure we're going to have discussions about whether or not a trans woman is a woman, but I actually want to go back to how we feel that our ideal of feminism is probably not the way that you four think of feminism. I'm willing to bet.
I agree with that. I think that's why people like me stepped away from that. Not because we're not women empowered or believe in women empowerment.
It's because we are women empowered.
It's because we believe women empowerment means something different than what you guys believe in.
And what I'm seeing now,
Pause
too-
there.
Oh.
We're going to reset. Next prompt. There's no wrong reason to get an abortion.
This is going to be good. This right here is going to be good, right? Because you already see the group. You see the green hair girl. She already the second she said wrong reason, she was already leaning forward. Oh, no, okay. Ain't nothing, ain't never wrong. I'm a woman. So she was already leaning forward. There is no wrong reason to get rid of these churn. Ain't no wrong reason to get rid of these churn. We about to find out. Oh, this is going to be sad. So I guarantee somebody going to say, it should be for whatever reason you want. No, Coach K, this is not the entire state. In this state, they give them all the rights they want. All the rights they want. So her statement would have been wrong if she was talking about this state. Now, she said, I guarantee the green hair girl going to say a woman should be able to do whatever she wants, whenever she wants. It's her body. Watch green hair girl. I'm telling you right now, she's the leader of this crew. She's going to say what a woman can do whatever she wants, whenever she wants, even if the child head is poking out. The child head could be poking out, come out and say, mommy. And then she like, no, it don't count. I guarantee it. I guarantee that's what she's going to say. Guaranteed.
All right. If you were making a health decision between you and a medical professional that is the right decision for you, your body, your future, it is always the right decision.
I would never stand between anyone with a uterus from making a decision about their body.
No, yeah, they're like, you can do it. You can have this health. You can have this health care if you are a victim of incest or a victim of rape. It's like you should be able to have access to that. What if you want it? You know, it's the same as going into the doctor and getting a routine check. If there's something for your body that you think will, you know, not just benefit you, but help you live and also help you sustain an actual good life for your child, then that's what you need to do.
And financial is a huge thing too.
It is a huge thing.
It's an extremely huge financial responsibility to have a kid, and some people just don't have that means.
I agree and disagree. I'm definitely pro-choice. I'm probably the only anti-feminist that's pro-choice.
Being pro-choice, pro-abortion is actually very common. It's like 78% of Americans.
Okay, so yeah.
There's actually many people who are in your.
Is it just me, or did they all come on the panel and qualify reasons why they think you should be able to do it? Instead of saying you should be able to do it for any reason, there's no wrong reason, they all qualified specific reasons, right? Did y'all realize that they all qualify specific reasons why they stand by it? They didn't say, well, for any reason a woman should be able to do it. They said, well, if your health is in trouble, this and that, you should have a right to this. The other one said, if this situation happened, if there's financial, they all literally specified specific reasons why they think it should be okay to do it. None of them blanketly said for any reason. So they technically gave a bunch of reasons why you should, instead of saying there is no wrong reason. So they probably didn't realize they did that. But then again, should we be shocked? Should we be shocked? Because this green hair girl leading the crew. And the black woman too. That was interesting. That black girl's not too bad looking either. Not bad on this show. Y'all keep them women coming on the show. Y'all might get more. You might get some more support. That's not a bad visual, but the words that's coming out. Are you listening to the words that's coming out of their mouths? All right, I digress.
Yeah, to me, it makes sense in certain circumstances. I don't think people should be using abortion as a form of birth control. I think, to me, abortion's, believe it or not even the issue we need to be talking about right now. I feel like we need to be talking about how to properly educate people, no matter what their status is, no matter what their sexual orientation, whatever. And we need to go from there.
Well, I think I have a very interesting perspective on this because my mother opened the first Planned Parenthood in our state, and she is very pro-abortion outwardly, but inwardly in our home.
I'm lost. First of all, you can't trust no woman named Nike. You can't trust no woman named Nike. Her name is Nike. She trying to sell us some shoes. I knew they planted her here to sell us some shoes because they know black people love Nikes. I knew it. And what did she just say? Her mother was the first woman, and that's in her, what she said, state, to bring a Planned Parenthood there. Y'all think her mother's a black woman supporting this? Oh, Lord. And then that other lady, you're right. That other lady said, you should not be using any deletion options as birth control. That is literally saying that you disagree that you should be able to get it for any reason. I'm telling you, they all a bunch of hypocrites. Somebody got to hold it to them, and that dang TV show is not going to do it. But her name is Nike, bro. I take back everything. No, I ain't going to take it back. You still look all right. But still, Nike, though? Come on, man. Yeah, her mama black. Yeah, y'all know her mama black. Just put it in the chat. Your mama black. Y'all know it. And she said, to help my community, I'm going to give y'all the options to get rid of all these children. Yeah, I'm going to help you get rid of all these children. Man, this is hurtful. Shout out to my guy, B.O.B. with the first super chat. We appreciate you over here. Yeah, we working over here. I'm not going to buy no Nike. She not getting me. And I'm probably going to look up her mom after this. I'm probably going to look up her mom to find out how many women her mom have supported with those 20 million. All right, let me chill. Appreciate you, B.O.B. Oh, this is sad. Another sad day.
We weren't allowed to do it. And so growing up at that dichotomy really, I think, messed me up a lot because I was like, okay, which one is the truth?
There are wrong reasons to get an abortion. A wrong reason to get an abortion is if you are going through your pregnancy and all of a sudden you change your mind. If you are irresponsible and all of a sudden finding yourself scared of motherhood.
When people say that women are getting abortions because they just don't want to be pregnant anymore, they're not actually understanding the way that an abortion works. Most of the time they're talking about late-term abortions. And what a lot of people don't realize is when you have that kind of abortion, you have to give birth to the fetus. There's no going back. You're literally giving birth to a body. It's never just a, whoop, I don't feel like being pregnant anymore. Guess these last 8 months, I just wasted everything. No one's doing that.
Raising children is the most blessed gift. And I speak as someone who, when I found out that I was expecting for the first time, I kid you not, I was terrified.
But you were prepared.
No, I was not necessarily prepared. I was not prepared. And I was very much caught off guard. And I was terrified.
I told you, these women don't want to be moms. Remember, I told y'all, listen to what this woman just said, right? She's given like two crazy perspectives, right? First thing she said was she used to be this feminist and now she's not really like that no more. She's kind of torn. And then she said, check it out. When she got pregnant, she was terrified. Terrified. I told y'all, and listen, y'all know me, I'm one of the main ones. I told y'all, what you terrified of something that's a blessing for? What you terrified of something that you think is so great and so special for? How does that make sense? Anything that's great, anything that's special, anything that you think is a blessing, why would you be terrified of it, right? What happened? She saw responsibility. She saw a burden. You know, I always tell y'all, women be looking at their children, especially single women. I don't care how y'all feel about it. I'm going to stand on it. Y'all look at y'all children as burdens. And y'all just won't be honest about it. Tell the truth. Yeah, this is hard. Yeah. Y'all look at these children as burdens. Y'all never look at these children. What up, Sal? Y'all never look at these children as anything less than a burden until they get old enough of age and y'all ain't got to pay for them no more. The second y'all ain't got to pay for them no more, y'all like, oh, and my children, oh yeah, they went to school, they doing real good. But why you raising them? Why you paying for them? Yeah, why you got to pay for these children? They a burden. That's why she was terrified. She didn't know I don't know what I'm gonna do to be a mother. Ain't nobody ever ready. You saw it. She was terrified because she knows she looked at children as a burden. Oh, my whole life gonna change. I'm gonna have to do this for this child. I'm gonna have to. Telling y'all, burdens is how they look at children. And this is why we're in this destructive state. Stop looking at the children that you want as burdens. It ain't right. It ain't right.
Because I had an incredible career happening for me.
I can't even let her finish that sentence. Did y'all see that? The first thing she said was my career was popping. And I was going to have to, what? Give up your career for this child? Burden. Can't make this stuff up. I'm always on point. Ooh, what's more important? Children or work? Oh, my career popping. So, man, this is why women not having children. They want their career to be popping. They don't want those burdens. This is why they trying to get men. Men need to step up and help more around the house. And when they say that, I need you to help with these children that I think are burdens. Just say y'all think these children is burdens. That's why y'all want to have them no more. Boy, listen. She said it, not me. She said it, her own words. Y'all hearing them, not me. She said it. And then she said, what'd she say? Career. Let's see if she gonna drown herself even more or if she gonna pull herself out of it. Let's see what she gonna do.
Finances.
On the upswing,
Finances.
let me finish. I had such a dramatic, fearful reaction to becoming a mother because of what our society has been telling me throughout my adolescence and my early 20s is that once you become a mother, it's all over and it ends. And that is a very, very deeply rooted problem in our society that
Who's the GOAT? Who's the GOAT? What did I tell y'all? I told y'all. What did she say? My road is over. Burdens. Oh my gosh. I ain't never had somebody make my point so vividly clear. And it's a white woman. See, it's a white woman. It's not the beat down black woman that y'all say, oh, they went through slavery and we ain't never had no money and the black man ain't never took care of us because they broke. It's not even her saying the terror that comes with her life stopping for children. Oh, the burden. No, it's a white woman who we don't often associate with that same type of fear or background because they're white men. Oh, they always got their back because the white man is the prototype. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. She said exactly what I've been telling y'all. And it's exact. And here's the thing y'all not going to understand. Your sons that y'all have, they know that y'all feel like that a lot of the time. Now, they never going to be mad at you, because especially if you're a single mom, they're going to respect the fact that it was hard on you and you had to overcome. But they know you're going to look at them like a burden, because when they get older and they start dealing with women, and those women start to operate and do the similar things that their mother used to do, they're going to correlate and go, oh, that's why. That's why my mom was acting like that. Now I understand it. Now I understand it. Shout out to Robert. He said, how is a deadbeat dad a burden? How can a person that isn't even there be a burden? It makes zero sense. Well, it's the one thing in life where if it's absent, we give it the most credit. The one thing in life that we have is a father that's not present. We give the majority of the responsibility on them. Like, it's the one thing in the world that's when it's not really present, that the responsibility and the failures and everything is predominantly on them. It's your daddy's fault because he wasn't here to help us. It's the one thing that you can actually associate with being the primary responsible party that isn't even present, is a father that isn't there. So it's the scapegoat, because the present person has the most control over the child, has the most influence typically over the child. But as long as they have an ability to have control without responsibility, these are the answers you're going to get. Hey, Leslie, these are the answers that you're going to get, and it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Robert, I might one day really do a deep dive on how the missing father, that aspect, I might do a real deep dive. I might do extensive research, do an extensive breakdown on the psychology around why it's always thrown off on them. And at the end of the day, it's because you can't really hold women responsible if they can blame somebody else. If a woman never has to stand on anything, meaning like, hey, I've asked women, what do you want to be solely responsible for in life? What do you want to solely be responsible for in life? You know what the answer is? Just them. Maybe their children, but actually, it's never the children. They don't never want sole responsibility for anything but themselves, right? When you talk to a man, right? He's willing to accept sole responsibility for the failure of his family. It's just how it goes. We live in a clown world. Let's just be honest. We live in a clown world where women got more power or perceived power than actually they can actually exact on the world. So in their mind, they're more powerful, but they can't exact that power on the world. And then they're dealing with men who have no power and blaming them and saying, you're men, you have all the power. I've already debunked who actually has the power. It's a small group of men that actually have power and influence. And the man you dealing with typically has no power. The man you dealing with typically has zero power, but y'all think men is the whole reason for these problems. Most of these men at work, just like y'all be at work, they ain't running nothing, but because they're an easy target to blame, we know that's why y'all blame. Let's get back to the video so she can go ahead and clarify why she think the world gonna stop and the burden that children tend to become when she realizes she's pregnant. The only way she gonna feel better is if she ain't got to pay no bills and the man let her stay at home and be a stay-at-home mom. I digress. Let me not do that right now. Let me not do that. Truth heard.
I do think we need to address that sentiment is the patriarchy in action, though.
What is the patriarchy?
What isn't the patriarchy? I feel like that's the better question.
It's a systemic ideal that favors masculinity, men,
male power, male dominance,
the traditional idea of what a man is.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I told you that green hair girl. I told y'all. She cannot clearly, in any lucid way, give any explanation on what it actually is. She just said a bunch of arbitrary things that cannot be proven, and we can't even actually compare it. Like, what's concrete about what she just said? These ideas that get put in these green hair, in their head, they just get away with this. And we live in a clown world where they're gonna let her get away with this. My guy Robert says, whoever ends up Robin M. Whoever ends up with a child is the only person that is responsible for the children, whether it be one or both. Damn, Robert, that's deep. That's interesting. I understand where you're coming from. I think legally, there's an obligation that you have legally to children, but I actually don't believe. So, for example, I'm someone that thinks a little bit differently, right? Appreciate you, Robert. Thanks for supporting the show. Brenda's had a baby. I really like the visual of it. And of course, it's Pac West Side. You know how that go. All the haters, y'all say what y'all want. But I don't believe your parents have to take care of you. I don't believe your parents have to take care of you. I don't believe that. So if your parents do give you a bottle, your parents do change your diaper, I don't think they have to do it. Now, legally, they might have an obligation, but people don't have, they don't have to follow the law. They can take a punishment for it. So I just look at it a little differently. So in that sense, if the way I think about it, yeah, you take the responsibility, but what's right or wrong, the moral clause of children and parenting is a little bit different. So Misty Blue, you entitled to your opinion. You entitled to your opinion. If you don't want to be here, no disrespect, you don't have to be here. But but it's your choice. But yeah, that's just how I view things. And like I said, we can't get women particularly to stand up on anything. The only thing they want is individual rights to do stuff, but having to stand on anything, I don't think we've been able to get them to do that. My guy Rob, do you think parents ought to care for their children? And that's debatable to me. I'm a little bit of a different type of thinker. What I would do is not what I would push on to somebody else, right? So if I have children, right, because I'm pretty intentional about certain aspects of my life, what I can control for the most part, I would want to take care of my children. But I will say this, I would never let a woman use my children to control me. So if she wants to try to weaponize my children against me, she can have them to herself. I'm not about to be pushed into these tropes that they give us. Oh, you a deadbeat because you're not fighting hard enough for your children. I personally don't believe that a woman that wants a man to be a father should have to fight for his children at all. And if you're going to weaponize children, use the law, use all these different things to stop a man from being able to parent, then I think a man should use whatever ability he has to not allow that to happen. And if that so happens to be to let you raise that child on your own, I'm not mad at that decision. Now, if a woman's going all out to make sure you have every ample opportunity, she's not even putting you on child support, she's just like, I just want you there, then to me, you have no excuse because she's not an impediment on your ability to parent. So that's just how I look at it. I don't really care what nobody else thinks. Do what y'all want. That's y'all life. I look at things a little differently. So, but dealing with these women who, like I said, look at children as a burden, how difficult do you think it is for them to let you parent when they looking at their children as a burden? Let's hear what this lovely lady with the little, how would y'all describe her? She got the little gangster hip hop hole in her pants. Like, all right, she fashion on up. I see you with the little fashion game. Okay. Little fashion game. Go ahead.
Patriarchy is a system that oppresses not just women, but everyone.
It's not patriarchy because the people who scared me so much were the women mom bloggers.
Just because it's coming from a woman.
Coming from women does not mean that
these
it's not
were
from the patriarchy.
These were the women, and I speak with really strong conviction about this. The women who are publicly outward speaking to other women through blogs, through social media, talking about my life is so hard because of my kids. Oh, my kids are jerks. Oh, life is this. I have no money. Those messages are very, very pervasive and they're very dangerous and they're toxic.
But they're also real parts of motherhood. We just
man, I can't miss I can't miss. And listen, I promise y'all know me. I have not seen this video. I can't miss this. Shout out to that white woman. Y'all see her right there. Shout out a little red thing. I see you. I appreciate the truth coming out of her mouth right now because she's giving you what she's experienced and she's being completely honest as a woman, right? You can hear how how strong she is in projecting her view right now, right? You can actually hear it. Look at this. That's real experiences of motherhood, the finances. Da, 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 da. Stop making excuses. You wanted that child. You just said you was mad because they said you can't control your uterus. You had it. Now you got to deal with it, and you mad still. You can't win, because at the end of the day, even women in the chat right now, y'all take it however y'all want to take it. Y'all look at some of y'all children as a burden when y'all complain and say, man, I can't wait till your daddy get here. Oh, I wish your daddy come pick you up. Ask almost any man, and he can give you, and look, they're going to run behind emotions. We know that. They're going to run behind emotions. We know that. Ask any man, and he will give you a story. Now, he has to be older to where he can contrast, because when you're under the influence of your mother, you cannot think as an individual. You're controlled by her. Get from under her tutelage, right? And start to become an independent thinker and deal with women on your own. Start to watch your aunties and stuff and make those comparisons. Ask every single man, and they can give you a story when they can tell you that these women look at their children as burdens. It is what it is. And you're supposed to be able to work with these women and deal with these women when they look at their children as burdens. I know y'all hate me for saying the truth, but I'm going to say it. Shout out to Jack. He said, fight for my child. I'm confused. If you take my child, then that's not my child. That's your child. Good luck on my. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. I don't necessarily feel any differently than that. It's complicated, but yeah, it is what it is. It's gonna be real beef in these streets, because at the end of the day, they do have the ability to do that. And they're gonna keep doing it. Let's just be honest. And they're not gonna like guys like me that call it out, that make things crystal clear, that use their own words. Because I'm not telling you from a man, like this, how is a man gonna woman-splain to me? I'm breaking it down, but let's be clear. These are her words. These are her words, and these are men that are telling you, I've seen this. I've heard this. Man after man after man after man after man will tell you, yeah, I've heard this. I see my aunties like this. Hell, my mom even did this. I'm telling y'all, this stuff is real. And I'm telling you, women that have children, your sons can see this. Your sons, they may be special to you, but you look at them as burdens. You better make the adjustments now. You better make the adjustments now. And yes, be hard on yourself as a mother. It's okay. It's okay, because when you want to be great or good at anything, you have to be hard on yourself. So I'm telling you now, your sons will see this. Your sons will see how you treat them. They will notice. They will say, damn, my mom really like, damn, this is why I got to go to the streets, because I got to take this. I'm a burden to my moms. Let me get in these streets. Let me get some paper. Why? That's for another video, but I'm going to break down why a lot of these kids join these gangs, why they start hustling and putting money in the house to help take care of mom. Is primarily because their mothers look at them as burdens. Mama need help. Mama need help. So if a son is always looking at their mama in need, what do you think he's going to do? He the man of the house, right? He the man of the house, right? That's where it gets dangerous. That's where it gets dangerous. Shout out to Robbie, says, every black father that I know tried to stay to raise their kid, and every single one of them moms fought hard to prevent it. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Like where we grew up in the projects, I'm going to be honest, a lot of those women, well, where I grew up in the projects, right? Because I can only speak to my experience as far as growing up in the projects. I've seen it happen outside of that, but I want to pull from like real life experience, right? Those women don't want those men to be their kids' fathers. They like if those women were at the apex of their life, they were at the height of their sexual attraction. They had money. They were not the independency or anything like that. They wouldn't have picked those men at all. But in those environments, those are the top men in those environments. And for her to get out of her situation, she'll just take a child and go, look, this child to help me get this. I'm telling y'all now, I didn't have an opportunity to do it on my last video, but I'm going to break down this Section 8 stuff on some level crazy. When y'all truly, truly understand that these people are passing down Section 8 like it's a legacy. Like this mother is passing down Section 8 to her daughter like it's a legacy. Oh, man, I'm telling y'all. Yeah, appreciate you, bro. We working, bro. We working. I'm telling you now, bro. Listen, quote me on that, because ain't nobody ever said these women And if y'all ever hear anybody say they stole it from me, ain't nobody ever said, these women are passing down Section 8 like it's a legacy. You heard it from me. Anybody else say it, you know where they got it from.
Just discussed how motherhood.
How many of you are mothers here?
I am not a mother, but
okay, I am a mother of 12 years. And I know all of the very, very hard parts of motherhood. And I just wish, as someone who has actually, as the only person here who has gone through this motherhood experience, I, from the bottom of my heart, wish that the positive aspects of motherhood supersede all of the hard stuff.
Let's get back on prompt again. There's no wrong reason to get an abortion. Isabella,
I want
to hear from Isabella.
There's been so many points I want to talk
I was
about.
gonna talk about Candace, maybe. Candace, what she says about.
I don't even know what she said.
Oh,
Just let her talk.
sorry.
So my parents actually had me when they were 19, and thank God they didn't abort me. They were not ready. They were in a terrible situation, and having me at 19 made them grow up and mature and become adults and not continue being on a bad path. So I'm thankful for that. And a lot of, something that you said it's society's, I think it was about society's pushing this idea, like demonizing motherhood. And you said that's part of the patriarchy. Well, I would ask you this, don't you think men benefit from women getting abortions because they no longer have to deal with it? They can just sleep around, and if, God forbid, a woman gets pregnant, oh, she wants to abort it. Cool, now I'm off the hook.
What?
Yeah, she was cooking right there. Shout out to you with the little pinky little dress right there, or a little ups. Was that sweater, little pinkish sweater? Shout out to you. You on point. You on point on that. That's actually a really good point. She's like, why would men want to stop you from doing that when that would stop them from having to deal with those responsibilities? Ding, 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 ding. Shout out to you. For those women who don't think for themselves, and y'all see a lot of those women, y'all talk about men that be on talking points, right? A lot of those women be having ideologies that they ain't even experienced. What did that woman just say? Do any of y'all have children? Well, no. Oh, shut the hell up then and listen to me because I got the child. Now, I'm not saying that's right. What I'm saying is she's like, I'm telling you from experience, and y'all just projecting y'all talking points from whatever leadership feminist woman y'all following, and y'all don't even know what y'all talking about because y'all ain't experienced none of this. So she actually gives a good perspective there. Like genuinely true. Those, like, honestly, what does it bother a guy when you tell him he ain't got to have a kid with you? Thank you. Most guys don't want no kid with you anyway. Most of these babies is oops babies. So she made a hell of a point right there. I salute that. Let's see what else she got. Let's see what else you got. Okay.
What is the patriarchy?
I don't even know what that men oppress us and like
That everything that goes wrong, that men are to blame. And I don't think that's a healthy way of being.
very happy to live under this so-called patriarchy.
This word patriarchy, it does not make any sense to me. Women are not oppressed in America.
Patriarchal society doesn't bother me. Like Marilyn Monroe says, as long as I can be all of a woman in it, I am not bothered.
The feminist movement is inherently racist.
The feminist movement does not benefit POC in any shape or form. It especially does not benefit Black women. And the darker your skin is, the more you are used. I call us Black women as the bullets for the feminist movement.
If we're talking historically, if we're talking how feminist movements started, it was an exclusionary movement.
Absolutely.
If we go back to the suffragettes or even further, Black women were not allowed to join in that effort because they really weren't fighting for Black women.
Until we were used as.
I told you, green hair girl to the rescue. What did I say? The first thing green hair girl said was minorities, because they like to clump those minorities in there to make their point hit harder, right? Now, this Black woman said, no, they just used us to be bullets. Ooh, I'm telling y'all. Now, I want to see how they break it down in this racial aspect, because I'm sure there's components to racism and everything to a certain degree, but how they correlate them, I'm not sure how they're going to do that. It's just sad. It really is just sad watching it's good to see the women that have learned better from the ways and go, this is dumb. We not falling for that. How I'm gonna be a stay-at-home mom and take care of my children if I'm running around talking about we need rights, we need this, we need that. We need a man from the patriarchy to allow us to do so. So some of this stuff is getting ridiculous. Hey, appreciate you, Spence. Yeah, we working, bro. We working. You know how we do. You know how we do over here. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Let's get back into it. Don't let me down now. Don't let me down.
Bullets, right? If we're not being used, we can't be part of the movement.
They did use Black women. They used Black women's efforts because most of the most achievements that feminism, you're right, like most of the achievements of feminism have been done by Black women, and white women have stepped in and taken the credit for like people who do identify as feminists, especially those of us who are white. I think the most important thing for us to do is to sit down, shut up, and listen to Black women.
As a Black woman who identifies as a feminist, my work centers Black women. So to say that, you know, of course, like white women were able to vote before Black women, like the feminist movement was inherently racist, but how I live my life and the way that the community that I've built around myself of Black feminists, we see.
But why label it feminism?
Well, you can label it whatever you want, but
helping other Black women.
I affirm you, and I see that the
that's
semantics makes you uncomfortable because feminism was racist, but
it is still racist.
Ooh, Black girls going at it. So now they're using Black women against each other all over again. You know what? I've never heard of a Black feminist. That's a new term for me. What is that, y'all? Can y'all tell me what a Black feminist is? Do they have different ideologies? Do they have a different reason for being Black? Like, or they're saying that what is a Black feminist? I've never really heard that broken down. And they just turn these two Black women against each other. Oh, you notice how they split the screen too? You know how they fight? Oh man, that was golden. They ain't really split the screen like that many times before. So you notice how they specifically did it in this moment? They using y'all imagery again. And y'all have no idea. So I'm actually never heard of Black feminists. I don't know what the hell that is. I'm intrigued to find out. I might have to look into that a little bit more because I've never heard. I want to know what they want to do. Do they want to get separated from Black men? I'm really interested. Do they want to not be oppressed by the Black man because you a Black feminist? Like, this is interesting. I don't know what that is. Oh man, let's see what they're gonna get into because I'm totally lost. If y'all know what a black feminist is, please let me know.
You're not racist. So if you are not racist and you have issues that you want to be working towards for Black women, that doesn't mean that you're inherently being racist or helping white women. I think feminism exists on a spectrum.
We're talking about semantics. We're talking about terms. They evolve and they change. Ideologies change.
Right.
And I think that feminism is evolving and changing. And I think it's because of the work of people like you. And so that's why I can confidently say
it's evolving. It's not evolving. I think it's devolving. You know, I think third wave feminism, I mean, by all accounts, I see, you know, again, have a very powerful Black mother, very feminist Black mother. And I would never forget this as she's battling cancer and I'm holding her hand in bed. And she's married to my dad, who's a very passive man. He's a professor, but very passive, and took the front. She waited for my dad to leave the room and said, maybe you can find a man to take care of you. And this is I'm sorry. My mom is like, she's like this thing that's bigger than life. She's so big, like untouchable, like, you know, like powerful, and no one could tell her. And just to see her weak, and her only regret now is that she never got to rest and she never met a man to take care of her. Even though my dad is incredible in his own way, but she never experienced what it feels like to be a woman. And I refuse to. I would rather die alone than experience a marriage like that.
Well, I thought that was interesting. That means her mother is a strong Black woman. And it's interesting, right? Because in her dying words, she said, you can get a man to take care of you. Like, it made me think that even though she was pushing all these things, I'm strong, I could do this, and that, she realized at the end, it was all for nothing. It was all for nothing. And she told her daughter to do something differently than what she would have done. That's why that girl is saying, I can't do this feminist stuff no more. I want to rest. That is such an interesting thing. And then you have to really contrast with the fact that she married a man. She was a married feminist. She was a married feminist, but I guess she said her dad was more docile, or like her dad was like more reserved or quiet. He wasn't. He let her lead and let her be the front. And at the end of her life, she said that she wouldn't want that for her. Such an interesting thing, right? Women are doing things that they wouldn't want their daughters to do or their children to do. So, man. So I feel bad. Listen, I will tell you this, that her father was not a very well-respected man amongst men. I'm going to just be honest with you. Most men don't respect other men that get dominated by their woman. I ain't never met a man that ever respected another man that his woman tell him what to do and run things. I ain't never met it. I ain't never had no respect for a man like that. I don't even think I'm capable of it. And I'm a pretty fair-minded thinking individual. I don't think I'm capable of that. I'm like, man, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. I don't know. I just think that's interesting. She still wanted her husband to do the things that she wanted to do, but she wanted to be a feminist. But she got the husband that she was capable of getting, because if you want to be strong, you want to be like that. Yeah, we know he was a beta, and it's cool. Like, I'm not necessarily with the talking points against betas and things like that. I don't have problems with stuff like that. So if you want to be a beta, whatever, man. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't get caught up in that. AO says she don't realize how she just got used when the white chick said we need to shut up and let black women lead and listen to you. Yes, I heard that, bro. I heard that too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, "Ooh," she said we need to shut up and listen. I was like, why would she admit to that out loud? But you saw it, bro. You saw her pushing that point. Let her go to the front and let her push all these narratives. Let her say all these things and let her alienate herself from her black men and her men. And we'll just get the benefits that come along with it. But the downside, we'll let you be the face of it. Strategy. I'm telling you. Don't y'all disrespect D Wade though. Laughing out loud. D Wade's situation is complicated for me, bro. Because he was pretty dominant with his previous wife, right? He took the kids from her. You know, they said he did some grimy things to get control of his kids and stuff like that. So, but obviously now we clearly see that the positions he's quiet in the media. He doesn't talk a lot. So there's a change in position, but because he held a different position before, I'm inclined to watch it play out a little bit more. But yeah, you right about that, bro. You right about that. So yeah.
After 40 years of fighting and being a feminist, you know, and she is now at her end. I mean, no one wants to say they did life wrong, but she's saying, man, I wish I could have taken care of myself. I wish I could have done this. I love how you get your hair done and you go get makeup done and you're so, and she says it, you know, like she wasn't there in the household to raise us, like back to motherhood, because she was gone fighting every single day for women's rights to come home and be exhausted by the time she gets home. And we never got to have a mother, you know.
When I scroll my own social media feed, I rarely see a powerful woman highlighted who is not an ethnicity. No. It's true.
They're using them as pawns.
They're using them as pawns.
Oh, 100%.
A lot of big brands are now hopping on this, modern feminism bandwagon, which I don't agree with what modern feminism is. But a lot of brands now, and I'll just say, a big brand that comes to mind is Dove. Diversity is always a good thing. However, for years, have not seen any kind of a ad campaign from the brand Dove speaking to women's empowerment that includes a woman that looks like us.
Wow. So AL, didn't we just say that we saw that, bro? She literally just agreed to how we saw that perspective. They pushed the black woman to the front and used them as pawns. You be the imagery for being a strong woman. If you really think about it, I don't even really know any strong white women that are like really out there as one of the leads. I really don't know them. They may feel this way, right? These white women, they may feel a certain way, but they're like, we gonna use minorities, right? Because they're already somewhat a protected class, and people tend to have a little sympathy for the type of experiences that they went through in life. So they let them be the image of it, they let them be the pictures of it, and they let them be divisive towards the men, and they hide in the back, get all the benefits. So the white woman, they get all the benefits, but they get none of the bad imagery, and they don't have to have their image converted, meaning they don't have to not be seen as soft anymore. They don't have to not be seen as someone that works with their men. They can fall back, and all the benefits that the women get for them, they'll automatically get them. They'll automatically get the benefits without having to be the face of it and doing the work. It's no different for when you think of these companies, like when we have these stupid conversations, like for instance, when we talk about white people don't wear expensive clothing, they don't wear Jordans and stuff like that. They buy cheap stuff from the thrift store. And we know that's cap, because all the clothing and stuff that we buy, white people made the goddamn brands for. You telling me they're not wearing their own stuff that they created? Like, that's why it's hilarious when people make those points. They don't do that. So it's like but they're not the face of the brand, right? Ralph Lauren, when you think of the polo, they use a symbol and said, don't make me the face, because I want everybody to be able to wear it. And when you really think about polo and you think about swag, you think of black people. You don't really see no white people necessarily. They wear it. I see them wear it, but but they ain't the imagery for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not the pushing it the way. So it's just sad to watch how we all keep clamoring to these brands and making it seem like only black people do this, but they're actually brands made by these people. They wearing their own stuff. My guy Jack says she's trying hard. She's trying so hard to not say I like black people, but I'm tired of all these companies pandering to black people. Well, I don't know if that's the point that she's making, but she may be. She may be pushing to that point, but she's not seeing women that look like her, and then she wants to see that, but she's still getting the benefits, or she's identifying how they're using other women to push narratives. There is really no strong white woman. When you think of a strong woman, you think of a black woman, or you think of a minority or something like that. You don't think of a strong white woman. Who's the strong white woman we can think of? We're talking about Kamala Harris and the credit that they want to give Michelle Obama and the Beyonce and all these strong women. They're women of color. She's absolutely right. I can't think of one white woman where I'm like, yeah, she's a strong white woman. So it is interesting how she caught that same. Like I said, let them speak and use their own words to express themselves. They can't say we woman-splaining over here. We just highlighting.
What modern feminism today is lacking, I think, is genuine respect for diversity of opinion for all women.
If you felt modern day feminism didn't hijack all points of view of women, that you would still identify as a feminist?
Yes. Yes.
Well, I mean, the entire time everyone was talking, all I was thinking was, wow, I'm so sick of all these labels and all these different intersections. And these days there's more intersections than genders. And I'm just like, all these identity politics groups, we're just pitting each other against each other. Race keeps getting brought up. I know it's brought up in the prompt for this one, but in every single other one. And I don't even think about this. I don't even think that I'm not being represented even in ads. I don't care. It just does. I don't. Sure. I am me.
I'm clearly
I'm sure you don't care.
You don't have to care.
Thank you for letting me know that. You always know, feminists always know best for me. That's what I've noticed. It's a trend. But.
I mean, I'm just pointing out that you are a privileged white woman who has not had to see the lack of diversity. When we step into a room, filled with other white people, we don't notice that it's other white people. But when women of color have stepped into rooms and they see that it's just a bunch of other white people.
Also, intersectionality is not just about diversity, and it's certainly not about diversity in ad campaigns. It's about how poor women can't afford to drive to another state to get an abortion, but rich women can. It costs more money to drive to get an abortion than it would take to raise that kid.
Well,
Just saying.
but that's the thing, right? Like, if you don't have the money to drive to get an abortion, how are you going to have the money to raise that child? Why?
Yo, do you hear the excuses? If you don't have money to drive to get that last lady was on point. If you ain't got enough money to drive to get a deletion, then how you gonna raise the child if you ain't got no paper? Yeah, because they'll tell you, they'll sit her all up and down on these YouTube and street and say broke boys don't deserve no. They'll sit here and tell you back and forth, if you broke, you shouldn't be dating. But somehow, some way, if you're a broke woman, that's perfectly okay. Being broke women is like the thing to do. Like, it's cool to be a broke woman. Matter of fact, it's you the most supported species on the planet. If you're a broke woman, boy, life is good for you. You get free dinner dates from the last. Y'all see my last video before it went down? He was paying $150 a date. He got tired. He got tired of getting juked for the $150 a date. He need that money. God bless that Asian man. He needed that $150. He was getting whooped. But somehow, some way, you can still date and you broke. You can still have sex and you broke. But you want to be respected like men on the same level as men. But you would tell a man, if you broke, don't do that. Go get a job. But y'all got you got women out here advocating for other broke women to give them more outs to continue the bad behavior. But how do you want men to stop their bad behavior? If we incentivize men to do more bad behavior, they're not going to stop. This stuff is sad. This stuff is real sad just watching. And I'm so grateful that we have just all women on this panel dissecting one another so they can't say it's the man's fault. Yeah, you can't blame the men, but you can't touch no woman named Deja Feminist, by the way. You can't trust no woman named Deja Feminist, just for the record. I just got to throw that out there.
Why should you be
Let's
forced into motherhood?
reset. Feminists don't appreciate all that men do for society.
I mean, I've got a lot to say about this. Feminists just demonize men. They hate men. All men are trash. They say they hate men while simultaneously trying to become men. They hate them for having power and the patriarchy, so they're trying to overtake it. But a lot of women will talk about rape culture. But guess what? Guess who's going to protect you from bad people? A man. Women are nurturers. We need men.
It's as simple as that. It's a God-given right for men to exist the way they were assigned to exist. We need men. It's very simple. We need men to procreate. We need men to provide. We need men to produce. We need men to go to war and die. We need men. It's so bad now that they're so scared of us. They're terrified all the time. I go on dates with men. They're like, am I allowed to open the door? Can I not open the door? Can I touch it? Can I pull the chair out? What can I do? And they're shaking, they're sweating. And you're just like, be yourself. It's okay. You like, they're so afraid of doing anything wrong. So much so they're now the most lonely demographic in the world, right? Like straight white men, I heard, are not the most lonely because they just creating incels. They don't want to leave their apartment or their house because they're so afraid of women.
For all y'all, this is actually, let me get on the big screen for this. You know what? This is actually a very important thing that I want you guys to notice right now. For all y'all that come on here and say things like, y'all, like, this YouTube stuff ain't real. I'm telling y'all now, that black woman right there who actually said when her mama died, it changed her perspective because she grew up. Look how she looked at her mom. She thought her mom was God. Yeah, that's right, Daryl Long. You can put the black woman's God down. She thought her mom was God, but on her last few words when she was dying, she said, get you a man. Get you a man. Somehow, some way, She found somebody. Listen to her talking, but you clearly see she's been guided. She's been influenced by somebody, some man. So these conversations are starting to have an impact, whether you guys like it or not. They may not be for you, but that woman clearly got it. That woman clearly said, we need men. They build the infrastructure. They provide. They're building. Women don't think necessarily independently that way. They're selfish. They think about themselves and what you can do for them. She's learning from a man. She has some guidance from some man, whether it's the YouTube man, whatever you want to call them. She heard him. She said, oh, Lord, I do not want to be alone, so I'm not about to rock out with y'all. No, we need men. They do this, they do that. They not appreciated. I don't want to do the stuff they doing. I'm going to adjust my behaviors now before I die, and I don't die with the lifestyle and the man and the family that I wanted before I pass along. Clearly, these conversations matter, regardless of whether y'all think they matter or not. Clearly, there are some women listening. There was a Black woman who was raised as a feminist who has adjusted her mindset. She's literally fighting for the men. Call her what y'all want. Y'all can call her a pick-me. Y'all can call her. She's more likely to get a man than most of you. Go against men if you want. You're going to get the outcomes. She been listening to the Fight Club AL. Listen, she might have saw me over there. She might know me. I'm a slide nerd. I'm just kidding. But no, I actually really liked it. That was actually a good highlight that these conversations actually do matter. They're actually impacting some people. And so I don't know. Look, for the women that can't identify when there's a man in some woman's ear, listen to the way she's talking. Women don't go through a life day to day thinking about how can I say things or how can I be supportive of men. They don't. Unless it's a man that's guiding them that she goes, oh, shoot. So pay attention. Pay attention.
I'm not on board with this trend, especially happening in schools right now. There is a trend where they are raising up the girls, girl power, girl boss, girl this, run like a girl in the best way
You're gonna
possible.
make me vomit.
That's it's dangerous. It is dangerous because yes, we want to uplift our women. That's the right thing to do so that men and women do maintain equality. But at the same time, by raising the girls, we are forgetting about our boys.
Yeah, they want to solve inequality by enforcing more inequality. And if women were equal to men, then why do the girls need to be raised up so much? Why? The only men that feminists like are men dressing as women and dominating their sports and just
Hit dogs holler. Hit dogs holler. I'm not sure what we looking at right now. When she said men dressing up as one, it panned over to this person here. I'm not going to say nothing, but I will say this. If y'all see me on any other show, and I've said this recently, we had an overcorrection. I don't know if I did say that on Security Boss Show or whatever the case is. I don't know if it was on my show, but there was an overcorrection to where now we overcompensated for the experience that women were having, and the men, the little boys, they're the ones that are disadvantaged now. I told y'all it was an overcorrection, and they just acknowledged the stuff that I'm saying in their own words. So don't say I'm woman-splaining, that there was an overcorrection. So an inequality that exists, they made a deeper inequality. They also said something real slick. If women were equal, why do we need to make any adjustments? Pay attention. They breaking it down now. I told y'all. I don't miss.
really reversing what the other waves of feminism fought to do. Have fun with men beating you in your sports, women, because guess what? You're not going to beat them. Have fun. I never even felt unequal. So I don't even know what the problem is. I feel like a lot of people just want to have a reason to be upset and outraged. I also just don't identify with all these identity politics groups. I think they're being pit against each other, separating all these different people by race, class, gender, everything, sexual orientation, and I look at people as individuals.
All right, on that note, let's have the disagreeers step forward.
There's a difference between not appreciating men and pointing out the inequities that have been systemically put in place to favor men, especially white men, white straight men. There's a difference between hating men and pointing out that there are inequities.
I want to talk about this concept of protection. We're talking about good men who are protectors. Who are they protecting us from?
The bad men.
Bad men, exactly.
Yeah.
And
Or bad
so-
women, bad
right.
anybody.
I could
Could be
drive a
anybody.
car and
It was a rhetorical. I guess.
No,
in some ways
I
a
understand the point you were trying to
rhetorical
make. That's
question,
why
right?
I
But
said what
but
you
I'm
wanted
going
me
to
to say.
finish. So then, who benefits from men's bad behavior? Good men as well, right? They get to be positioned as the good guys.
Good apples.
They're the good apples, and that is predicated on the bad behavior of men.
No, they benefit from being a good person and protecting women. Who cares? It's not a. We should not be praising people based off comparing them to bad people.
But I don't benefit from being a good girl. I don't
you
get
don't. You're
to-
a good feminist, right? I'm sure people love what you have to say as a feminist. Other feminists agree with it and are like, yes, go, girl
There
boss.
are
They
good
do.
people on earth and bad people on earth. We're always going to have that. That would never change. It's in every animal kingdom. So we need the good man to protect us from the bad man.
To go off of what you said, because you said when women are sexually assaulted, they turn to another man to protect them. I work as a sexual assault and domestic violence counselor. I work with rape victims every single day. They don't turn to men to protect them. They don't.
I didn't say they turn to them. I was saying
No,
like
that
they potentially can. If you're walking home alone at night, and
I
you're
don't
afraid,
turn to another man. I don't. I turn to other women.
Yeah, I appreciate men that, like, I love a man.
Actually thought that was interesting. They don't turn to men, they turn to other women, right? She used a particular victim, right? As protection is not only limited to that circumstance, right? When something happens and you're taken advantage of, it's not limited to that, only that circumstance. There's a lot of penalties, there's a lot in the penal code that you do turn to men for, right? That was cap. You use a specific situation where you claim that women don't turn to men. But let me tell you, yes, they do. I'll give you the example, buddy. When they call you and say you need to be brave and you need to tell on them. Who do you tell on them to? And then when you tell, who go get them to be punished? Who go brings them in a court of law to be punished? Who go tackle them, throw them in? Come on now, you know what? I'm gonna just be honest. Does she look like she can run? Can we be honest? Does she look like she chasing anything but a donut? Let's just be honest. They not coming to you to protect them. That's cap. They coming to you to express their emotions. They might come to you for guidance, but they damn sure not coming to you for protection. Let's be real, okay? Because you're not protecting nothing. All right, though, you damn sure not protecting your appetite. You eating real good. Let's keep it a bean. You eating real good. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't trusting nobody that if we go out and we order some food, they gonna eat my food and their food. So let's just stop the BS. Stop the cap. You are not protecting any woman because they call you on the phone. Do they come to your house? Cap. Stop. You work for a place where they call over the phone and be like, I went through these experiences. And I'm not saying that you don't have a valuable place, because women do need to be able to speak to women about their experiences, because there are things that only women can connect with them with. But when you talk about protection, stop the cap. That's a lie. As a matter of fact, we could just even point out to what happened to those guys that are perceived to have done something wrong. When they go to prison, even the bad men in prison have the morals and characters. If that guy got them, they messing him up. So that's cap. Men protecting, even the bad men protecting women. They're like, so your cousins, when something happened to you, your cousins coming through. On a different show that I'm thinking about doing, I'm going to even tie how all that happened, how there's men that's always been put into circumstances for when something happens to a woman, they go out and throw their life away. I'm possibly working on a show I might do where I'm going to highlight that a lot. So we'll see if my schedule permits me to do so. But let's just be honest, she capping. She just wanted to feel good because she work at one of them damn centers where she talks to people. And it's a valuable job. I'm not knocking you, but to sit here and disrespect men as if they not the ones that's actually going out, laying their life on the line, but breaking down the home to go try to prosecute these guys. Now, if you don't tell, you can't blame that on men. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but if you don't tell us what happened and we don't know, we cannot be blamed for inaction. We just can't. It is what it is.
man that knows his place. Build the house. Yeah. Repair that. Because I'm a goddess. Like, if you need to hold your weight in the relationship. Like, I appreciate men. I love men. Like, just like you said, you have a husband, you want to cook for your husband, you make sure that he's good. Men have roles in society as well. Feminist is anything you want it to be. As a woman, I am promiscuous because I'm a feminist, but you can also be.
I am sorry, Black women. She is drowning y'all right now. She is drowning y'all. Out of all the women on the panel, I truly thought that it was going to be the green hair girl that ruined everybody's life. But this Black woman right here is ruining everything for y'all. She didn't have to say as a feminist, I can be promiscuous. Why? Why didn't let the white lady say that? Why you want to be the image of that statement? Oh my gosh. And then, oh man, you didn't hear the other lady earlier that said they make y'all the image and they throw y'all in front? Are you a goddess, right? You're supposed to be able to see this type of stuff. Why are you calling yourself a goddess? Now, let's just say you are a goddess, right? You said the man's going to be the man. What is a man then, right? If you a goddess, what is a man? What is he? And if you a goddess and there is a man, isn't he above you? Isn't he supreme to you? That's why y'all can't be using this frame goddess to try to blow your own damn head up to make yourself feel better. That is sad and embarrassing. And they just made, and look, they put you in a solo spot to let you say that. They put you in the solo spot to let you say something so dumb that you now gonna represent. Is this y'all queen?
Conservative because I'm a feminist. Modern day feminism is about you and what you make it and not what someone 60 years ago said it was. But I don't praise men because they aren't raping. Like,
I agree with everything you just said.
You're agreeing with us.
I agree with you fully.
The same exact thing. Like,
yeah,
that's
but I
actually
disagree
the
with the
movement.
prompt because I do appreciate men. I don't think that feminists don't appreciate men. I think that's not true.
Like, the person who taught me to be the feminist that I am was my father.
Yeah.
My father did not raise me to believe that I was less than because I was a woman. He raised me to understand that I am societally disadvantaged, but he told me that I was going to rise above that.
My household, my mom was so strong that my dad became so emasculated that he cannot do anything. He stopped working. He became just like a couch potato, right? Why she just went out there and kill it. And we are destroying family, as we know, because look at me. I'm in my 30s. I'm not settled down. I don't have children. I don't have this family unit that I want so terribly, because no matter how hard I tried, that feminism that I was raised with always tend to overshadow my relationship, because in my head, I know best, right? Like, I know what's right. I know, because I saw it growing up. I saw it modeled to me growing up. Like, a woman knows everything. We're so powerful.
But the
We're so
idea
strong.
that men are supposed to be the head of the household, do you understand that that is killing men?
That's killing men.
It is killing men.
Well, let them die, because they need to go back to working.
The pressure of it, you mean, right? The pressure
of it is destroying their mental health. That's why men are 6 times more likely to commit suicide than women are, especially men in committed relationships. Men in their 40s that are married with families are the highest risk for suicide.
But it's killing men because we have generations and generations of boys who were not raised to be men and rise to that occasion.
It's killing men because we're not in a position capitalistically where we can have men be the one single head of the household, the bread earner, the decision maker. We are no longer in the 1950s. Our economy is not able to handle that kind of nuclear family with the man being the head of the household, the stay-at-home moms and the 2.5 children.
I want to clarify, I'm not a stay-at-home mom.
No,
I do work,
I understand.
and so I do have perspective. When you are in a long-term marriage or relationship with a partner of anyone, yes, you're going to have disagreements, but you also have to understand that each person in that partnership does have roles.
Yo, see, this is an interesting perspective, right? That white woman with the red, she is clearly the most experienced one, as she actually has a family. She has children. Not all of them don't have any. And she's breaking it down the best. She's breaking it down. We still got roles over here. And then that one lady said, these women were not raised by men. She's spot on by that. Spot on by that. And here's the thing, right? We have never cared about men who leave this planet. We have never cared about them in the mental health or anything like that. We prove every day on these shows when y'all laugh at men and say you broke and you know, and all these things that you know is hurtful, right? Because a man knows that it's going to make him feel bad as a man, that he can't buy things and do things, and you're still going to say things to make him feel bad. We know y'all never care about the mental health of men, right? We know that. This is why a lot of these men who are able to have these conversations or actually can stand tall and stand proud are getting so much respect from the other men that currently may be faltering at that position, and they need guidance on how to do it. This is why there's an uprising, because you're starting to see men that you can't say, oh, you a brokey, oh, you dusty, oh, you don't get money, oh, you can't take care of your responsibilities. You're starting to see a bunch of men that pop up that can, and they talking. And you can't combat them because you can't shame them. You can't say you don't get money. You can't say this, you a bum. You can't, the shaming tactics that you have over certain men to make you feel better, you can't do that to these men that are starting to speak up more and actually speak. Y'all realize y'all having trouble dealing with them. So what y'all saying other things now to try to make them be quiet, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work, especially when you got women like her waking up, realizing, damn, yeah, we tripping. Yeah, we do need roles. So those men that you're saying that are suffering, they were always willing to suffer so you can be in a better role. So you wouldn't have to be out of your element doing things, but you're not gonna fall in line. What did you say? Your daddy taught you to be a feminist because he said you ain't got to be this way. Your dad can lie to you all he wants. See, your daddy, I am very much known for this, of telling y'all that men are logical creatures, but there is 2 times in their life when they get logic just fly out the window. They mother and their daughters. Logic fly out the window when it comes to their mothers and daughters. They're not willing to tell a daughter they ugly. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying they're not willing to do it. They willing to tell somebody else's daughter they ugly though. And I'm not saying her dad should tell her. I'm saying men are going to lose their logic and they're going to be delusional when it comes to their mothers and their daughters. How many times what you say about my mama? They never say what you say about my daddy. Men almost never care if you disrespect their daddy. But if you disrespect their mom, it's fighting time. There's a reason for that. Maybe one day y'all catch it, but I'm telling y'all now, a lot of the women that realize this got the life y'all want. A lot of these women that y'all talk about, you should be free, girl, do your own. I got my man. No, I'm good. Got my kids. We good. You keep pushing. And what did that black woman say? I'm 30. I'm not settled down and I'm dying. I am dying to get that kind of stuff. It's hard for her. You know why it's hard for her? Because she's already lived this much life without a man. She's already been making these individual decisions without a man, without negotiating, without understanding she got to submit, without understanding that she's got to concede. She's already been experiencing these things. So once you've been experiencing it for so long, of course it's going to be hard for you to concede, right? So that's what's going to happen to her. And she is pretty attractive too. So attracting men is not her problem. So you're going to see that breakdown happen a lot. It is what it is.
Because that is how a healthy family functions.
Only women should make laws about women's bodies.
I'm going to add a minor caveat to this and not say that like entirely just women should make laws about women's bodies. And I think it's more important that people who are educated on the female body are the people who are allowed to make laws about the female body. Like, we shouldn't have lawmakers making laws stating, oh, abortion is completely completely illegal, even if it's an ectopic pregnancy, you can reinsert that fetus. No, you're killing people if you make that kind of stupid law.
It doesn't mean that any of our male lawmakers can't be involved.
And frankly, I think they need to be a little bit more involved. Some of them are slacking. Yes. They are letting me down.
Yes,
And, you know, I think there are a lot of men who hold a lot of power who are on our side who are not doing enough.
I want to say it's funny because I think you all spoke for us, because I think you all agreed that everyone should be involved in making these laws. We need men. You see how simple that was?
And men can be women these days.
Men can't be women if they actively identify as men. That's not a thing.
I currently identify as a man.
Okay, then you're a man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you agree that these laws that are
Hey, yo, I like her. Yo, I think she was the one with the smoke earlier when she said, "What is a woman?" Was that her? Oh man, yo, that was funny. She's right. I identify as a man. She's absolutely right. That lady said, "Men cannot identify as a woman if they're actively identifying as a man." What does that mean? What does actively identifying? Do you know what identify yourself mean? It's just stating. So what, yo, this stuff is bananas. Like, this stuff is crazy. Oh man, this stuff is crazy, right? We got these type of people in our society. This stuff is crazy. I'm sorry. Yo. I don't know what to do. I am mind blown by some of the ways these women think. Mind blown by it, honestly. And to know that one day they're going to be the mother of children potentially, and y'all gonna complain about the men that they have? Oh, these men soft. And we're gonna show you their mother. What y'all want us to do? What y'all want us to do? There's no way you can combat that kind of stuff. She could literally just take the kid and hide and say, I'm gonna raise it to be a feminist, a male feminist, so that I can put males in Congress so they can vote for our side. This stuff is dangerous. And I also want to bring y'all back to a point real quick when they said the good men protect us from the bad men, right? You know what they did not say? The good women protect us from the bad women. Because all y'all women say is, I can't hold these women accountable. They don't listen to us. Then beat them up. Give them that smoke. Yeah, stop being quiet. Y'all want the good men, right? Where all the good men at? Y'all always asking for the good men, right? Well, we don't want y'all if y'all not good women. Yeah, we don't want y'all. Look, y'all need to be giving that smoke to all these other women. That's the bad women. Stop giving them outs because y'all see yourselves in them potentially in a desperate situation where y'all need some sympathy, and so y'all don't want to hold them accountable. Notice how they said that. Yeah, the good men protect us from the bad men. They never said the good women protect anybody from the bad women. And they acknowledge that there are bad women. I'm sure y'all see this stuff. I'm just using their words to highlight this stuff. Don't blame me. I'm not women-splaining.
Specific about our bodies, shouldn't the originators of that bill talking about our bodies be women?
Answer that. Can y'all?
No, I don't think we should think about men versus women. I think we should have intelligent.
It's not about men versus women. Of course, men are going to be involved with creating laws and putting laws into place. But when we're talking about the language, when we're talking about verbiage for these laws, shouldn't a woman be multiple women, preferably, be
involved?
Yeah, be at the forefront of what these laws look like for us.
I think it's less about a man versus a woman and more about the way society is now versus 50 years ago. People that you didn't even vote for, that are spending lifelong terms in Congress and such. You know, that's in the Supreme Court. That's more of an issue to me than worrying about if a man or a woman wrote this law or bill.
There's checks and balances to our government, but I wanted to ask you, would you, I'm a woman, I'm 100% pro-life.
Oh, you're a woman now?
I identify
She's
right
gender
now.
fluid.
I'm switching back.
Okay.
No, very fluid by the hour. But would you be okay with, so I'm a woman now, for now, and I am very pro-life. You're okay with women like me making these laws? Because you disagree with the outcome there. I'm assuming you're pro-choice, right?
But the law is, if we're talking about Roe v. Wade, right?
Yeah.
The law is about, it's not about your idea of pro-life. It's about abortion. It's about bodily autonomy. If you don't want to get an abortion, fine. That's what it's all about. It's your choice.
I want to sort of reverse it and ask you the question: should there be laws about women's bodies where there was no women involved? Because there certainly are.
Right, but we live in a system of government where there are states' rights, and I live in California, and guess what? I don't agree with anything our governor is doing. I don't agree with the majority that is in our state legislature, yet I live here and I choose to live here, and if I have a problem with the laws, then I have the opportunity to move to a different state.
So just fuck all the people who.
I gotta meet her husband. Shout out to, listen, whoever that white girl is, listen, she my type of white girl right there. She is smart. She is clearly has a man influence in her life. If y'all don't hear the logic in her, what up, Yvette? If y'all don't hear the logic in her, the way she speak, the understanding that she has, you know it's a man around, because she told you she got a man, she got a kid. She ain't on that feminist stuff no more. Listen to how she breaking it down. Hell no, that's dumb. No, we're not doing. She got it. She got it. That's why she winning. That's why she the only one who actually got a man and actually got kids on the goddamn panel. All the rest of the butch ones, the one that we don't know what one is. Come on now. Y'all see who winning. Get you a man. Get you a man. Preferably a man that got some intelligence on him, but get you a man. It's the only way you gonna win. You can't win without a man. I know. I said it. Yeah. You can't win without a man. Can't win without one. It's just proof. You see all these women on the panel, y'all can't stand them. And she in California too. So and she pretty much thinking how I think. We definitely got one of the worst people running things ever. But what can we do? What can we do? They're gonna always vote the way they're gonna vote. And she said, if you want to make a change, you gotta leave. How often do I be telling y'all, like, I think I'm gonna leave, man? I don't know, at the end of this year or something, I'm gonna have to get up out of here. I'm not saying we need to get rid of these politicians so I could be happy in the place that I'm at. I'm intelligent enough to know that if I want to make a change, I have to be the change. I got to move. I got to do something different. Shout out to her. She my favorite right now. She my favorite right now. Shout out to, we going to call her white woman in the red. Yeah, we going to call her the white woman in red. Make sure y'all mark her down, put stars next to her name, because she winning right now.
Don't have the opportunity to move to a different state.
Everyone
then.
has opportunity to work, to
They
make
don't.
a life for themselves here in America.
They
What
don't,
I
though.
love about America is that this is the only place on earth that you can work and achieve based on your merit.
I was raised by a single mom who, didn't have the support she needed to really mother me. So by the time I was 15, I moved out of her home. And I lived with a boyfriend at the time. I fought my school board for better sex education. I fought my senator when he voted to repeal funding for Title X and birth control access to funding I relied on. And
Okay, real quick, guys. I just want to update y'all on what just happened. Just pay attention real quickly, and then we're going to get right back to it. One, she said her mother did not have all the support that she needed, right? What support you talking about? Oh, you said you was a single mom. Did she say single mom? Okay, so she didn't have a man to support her because she needed a man to support her. Got it. Better not be a feminist then if you need a man for all that damn support. Secondly, she said, I moved out and got with a man. Did you see that? When I was 15, I needed a man. I got with a man. Somehow a man was willing to hold you down, rock out with you. You move and got with a man. Did you notice that? Why did she move out? Put the word in the chat. Put the word in the chat if you know why that 15-year-old girl moved out. Why? Put it in the chat. There's one word I've been teaching y'all all the time, and I'm going to pound it home. Do y'all know what word it is? Do y'all know why she moved out at 15? What is the word? If y'all been paying attention, if y'all been listening, y'all should know the word. What's the word? Disappointed. I'm disappointed y'all have not been listening to me. I'm going to put y'all on game one more time. Then we're going to get back to it. I'm going to put y'all on game one more time because ain't nobody put it in the chat. She said she grew up for a single mother. who did not have the support she needed. What does that mean? Her mother saw her as a burden. Write burden in the chat so y'all can start understanding. Her mother saw her as a burden. And then she understood that her mother was struggling taking care of her. So she felt like a burden. She got up out of it. Why do you see a lot of women? Yeah, there you go, love. Why do you see a lot of women that's like, oh, I had my first job when I was like 13, 14. Yeah, I was been getting to it. Yeah, I had to get working. Why? Because they know their mother's usually struggling. You don't normally see women like that with a job when they mom and dad get into it. You normally don't see people get unless they taught that. You normally don't see that. She's felt like a burden. Her heart, everything in her spirit, day to day, looking at her mom, looking at her with disgust, like, man, I got to take care of you and I can barely take care of myself. This is what's hurting these children. She said, this is what hurt me. You single moms are the devil. Yeah, I said it. You single moms are the devil. That's just how I feel. Nobody's going to be able to move me off of that. You single moms are the devil. Get you a goddamn man so that child don't have to look at you, look at them as if you really hate their existence because they're a burden to carry on in this world. I know y'all hate when I say it because y'all know a bunch of single moms, they didn't choose to be. The man wasn't no good. I don't care. Devils. The type of destruction that you do to children, y'all don't even realize that y'all do. These children are smart. They're intelligent. Even in insufferable situations, these children are extremely intelligent. They see that you look at them with disgust. They see that you look at them like, man, my life could be different. I could be the CEO of a company if my life wasn't over when I had you. I'm giving y'all this game. Mothers, single mothers, do the best y'all can so that child never think that they're a burden to you. Because they know that's how you look at them. She just said it. I keep telling you, I'm not mansplaining. I'm letting women tell y'all out their own mouth.
Told him, why would you deny me the American dream? And I shared with him that birth control was helping me to be successful, to go on to higher education. And now I'm on a full ride at Columbia University. I'm the first in my family to go to college. And in large part, that is because of access to birth control. You guys mentioned.
Yo, did y'all just hear that? I know y'all did not. Did you just hear what that? She just said she out here getting to it. She's been able to go to university and been in a better position because of birth control. Now, I'm going to be dead honest with y'all. All this stuff is contingent upon external resources, right? You're not born with birth control outside of your own individual control not to sleep with nobody, right? You literally got an invention that was made to help you out. Why can't you stand on your own and do? Close your goddamn legs. If college is so important to you, I told y'all what happened in my last show. We had this conversation. What did I say? Yes, that's when we talk about women that are happy without men, right? What did I say? I said this. Women are happy to be single. Women are happy without children, but they damn sure not happy to close their goddamn legs. They want those legs open, getting rounded. Boom, boom. They want you to come through. So when they tell y'all, no pun intended. When they tell y'all like, oh, I don't really want to, like, he's not a guy that I would date. They still want to sleep with these men. They still want a man that is a professional in the bedroom that make them feel the good in the boom, boom room. Yeah, the boom, boom room. Listen to the words that come out of their mouth. She said birth control has allowed her to go to school and not to destroy her life with what? Not to destroy her life with what? A burden. With what? A burden. Once again, children, a burden to these women. I can't make it more evident. I can't make it more clear. I can't give you guys better evidence. Every time I come out, I give you evidence after evidence. If y'all not seeing it for yourself, if y'all not understanding, if y'all not putting this correlating to y'all life to understand more and put yourself in better positions instead of being around these destructive women, don't y'all dare, based upon what they just said, we need competent people that understand science and that. Y'all understand for the most part how the man's makeup, how we're made, how the aggression, that the sexual prowess that we have naturally, because testosterone and other influences naturally how we are, and you'll shame us. You'll shame the hell out of us for wanting to sleep with a bunch of women, to enjoy it, to spray up the clubs because it naturally feels good. I don't know what to tell y'all, but just how y'all don't, that it don't feel as good with the condom on, that's what y'all tell me. Don't feel as good with the condom on. Even the women say that. Y'all still ashamed and say you need to have discipline. If there was a pill that a man could take, there would be no such thing as a man with no discipline. Y'all wouldn't even be able to breathe. He ain't got no discipline ever. If they could make a pill for a god and he could not have children, it might not be no goddamn children around here. Women do not have no discipline at all. And she's proving it. Birth control supplements your ability to be a woman. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go all the way in. Birth control supplemented your ability to be a woman. Y'all don't have any type of control. Y'all don't have any more discipline than the men have at all. It's cap. Y'all have more options to control y'all lack of discipline. Y'all have way more options to control your lack of discipline. And it's shameful for how you'll try to destroy a man for his nature and who he is, but we supposed to allow y'all to be who y'all want to be. No, it's just going to be a war. I know y'all tired of the so-called war, but if y'all want good men to hold bad men accountable, what they tend to do, and laws help them out, and y'all not willing to do nothing to these bad women, I don't give a damn if y'all join it. Listen, I don't give a damn if y'all create your own coalition and go around and putting in work on all these bad women. Y'all would be considered the goddesses to those men that y'all talk about. If we could just see y'all putting in work, oh damn, yeah, she ain't gonna be bad no more. And if she do, she got to deal with y'all. Y'all get all these different outcomes, but y'all not gonna do it. But y'all have an expectation for men that are already struggling to survive in this world and figure things out to do these things that y'all want them to do. When y'all keep telling them that they toxic, y'all keep telling them that, oh, it's a man's world, you're leaders. And I keep telling y'all it's like 6 damn families that's running everything. Most men don't have no power, and y'all know that to be true because y'all look across at a man all the time that ain't got no damn power, whether it's your daddy, your uncle, your brother, etc. They not moving a needle on nothing. And y'all sit there and keep saying the same things. It's shameful. While y'all sit here and let this woman get away with saying birth control help her be successful in life. Not closing her goddamn legs, not having no type of discipline, but birth control. Yeah, that men created. Yeah, I'm fully aware of that. Yes. Yes. This is shameful. This is shameful.
Mentioned that, there's not everyone has a bootstrap. And this is why feminism is such a weird topic to have in this particular country, because I'm from a developing country, I'm from Nigeria, although my parents were quite successful, thankfully, but I grew up around poverty. I saw it every single day. And so to come to this country, to have to start over and make something of ourselves, and I see immigrants do it all the time. When you say things like, oh, I was raised by a single mother, or, most people don't have bootstraps, you're in America. That's like, this is the place to do it. This is the place to do it. Find that boots, honey, and put it on.
No one's saying that there aren't challenges. We're saying that this is the best place to do it. Have that challenge.
And I quickly want the challenges are not distributed equally.
Nobody said that.
Let me just, somebody did.
To say that only women should make decisions about women's bodies is completely unrealistic.
I have to believe that there is a future where that is possible.
Well, of course there's a future. More women than ever are serving in our government. Of course there's a future. So of course women always have a seat at the table.
You're at Columbia. Look at you. You moved out at 15. You're at Columbia.
Yeah, but when I graduated from UC Berkeley and I was in my lecture halls, there were 2 other Black people, and it's 400 people in here. Like, that makes me uncomfortable.
It's not that we look at everything through an oppressive lens. It's that many of us hold different identities that allow society to continue to oppress us. A friend of mine had to travel across state for an abortion. She had the ability to select between paying for her disability, the things that she needs for her disability, or traveling for an abortion. Like, you guys don't have to think about that.
But that
She
was
has to
her
Decision
decision
to have sex.
no,
Unless it wasn't,
she
then
was
I'm
being
agree.
raped.
No, then I agree with you.
Raped.
Then I agree with you.
Okay,
Well,
I-
it's all
if
done.
she's-
But I
Of course,
shouldn't have to. But I shouldn't have to tell you that story for you to understand that there are certain things that you have not experienced that oppress other people. Oh, okay, you're just traumatized enough for me to understand that maybe things are hard.
Feminism that doesn't include trans women isn't feminism.
You surprised to see me here?
No.
Okay, good.
You know, it's really important to include trans women and trans people and gender nonconforming people, which, by the way, I am gender queer myself. I don't actually identify as a woman. It's really important that those of us who do have privileges like speak up for trans women in the community, especially because they're the most at risk for hate crimes.
You do realize we still ain't got a definition for what a woman is. At this point, the definition is if I say I'm a woman. This stuff is really frustrating for me. This stuff is really, really frustrating for me because I don't know what a woman is anymore. At this point, anybody can be a woman. Anybody. The girl that just a second ago, because she's gender fluid, was just a woman for 5 minutes and then became a man for 5 minutes and then went back to being a woman for 5 minutes. And then the lady said, yeah, you are. Yeah, you can be a man. This stuff is crazy. This stuff is crazy. And all these excuses for this, and that. Oh, man. I don't think we're going to get anywhere. I don't think we're going to have. Our future is very bleak at this point. When it comes to relationships, how they ever used to be, this is why I'm a strong proponent. We're not going back to traditional ways. It's not going to happen. This is why. Listen to the children are the future. It's always been like that. You old folks can say whatever y'all want. Oh, yeah, we got the game. We know how it should be. Y'all young folks just need to do as we say. The children are the future. So if they say that's what it's going to be, guess what? That's what it's going to be because they control the future generation. It is what it is. This stuff is just sad. Oh, my gosh. How can you? I don't even know what to say because I'm not sure if I'm talking as a. Let it play. I'm going to just play it.
I also want to just level set and say that we are having this conversation without trans women, right? We are sitting here today having
we know that?
conversation without
For
trans
sure?
women.
I identify as
She's on a
trans. I'm not.
hold on. She identifies as non-binary, and she's on a feminist panel.
my
So
pronouns-
maybe she doesn't belong here either. They don't belong here.
Plot twist, I am biologically female and I'll never deny that. I lived as a woman for most of my life. I am 31. I only came out a couple of years ago. I spent a lot of time, the majority of my life in these spaces with women. That does give me a kind of unique perspective now being a trans non-binary person.
There's an issue with
No. There's way too many definitions to remember. What the hell is trans non-binary? No. One at a time. One thing at a time. You do not drop a book of 7,000 definitions and say, learn this. You got to know this. No, you get one every 10 years. It's going to take us 10 years to understand one breakdown. So no, one every 10 years. Because I don't know what the hell she just said. Did she say she is she? Never mind. I don't know what the hell whatever that is, whatever that was. I don't know what that means. I'm all the way thrown off, all the way lost at this point. Yo, at this point, we only gonna be able to tell you a woman as if you got a baby. So single moms, even though you're the devil, you might be a God at the same time. You devil and God at this point. Because we might need to see the child to prove you a woman, and you still a devil if you ain't got no other man in your life to help you with the child, because you're gonna be the worst mom ever typically. So I don't know what to do. I'm struggling right now. My guy AL says when I'm looking for the best mortgage rates, I'm about to identify. I'm about to identify as a 52-year-old white man with an 850 credit score and a 20 million annual cash flow. Why not? Why not, bro? Why can't we identify as cash? Why can't we identify as interest rates? Why are we putting limitations? You can be whatever you want. You can identify for whatever you want. You're absolutely right, my brother. You're absolutely right. And I will make sure somebody approves that mortgage rate for you too, brother. Make sure you put a white man on anything you fill out, and we're going to make sure you go ahead and get approved, especially if you got 20 million in cash flow. Oh, yes. Best interest rates on the market. Why be a black man when you can be a 52-year-old white man with an 850 credit score and 20 million in cash flow? Black man who? Listen, you won't see me with no more blackity black. Thank you, Yvette. I appreciate you supporting me. Thank you so much. Yvette always holds me down. It's a lot of love. I appreciate that. But you still gonna have to tell me what this trans binary stuff is, sis. I don't know. And they ain't explaining to me, but they damn sure gonna make me, you have to call me by this name. I guarantee it. And I'm in California, and I'm gonna be honest, they just gonna have to lock me up. Yeah, they just gonna have to lock me up. I ain't never did it. I ain't never said it. If I can't say person, I will only say your name. You can have whatever name you want. I'll call you Champagne, Tanzania, whatever you want to be called. I'll call you by that name. I don't care what you look like. But I'm definitely not calling you by something else just because you said I got to. I will be locked up with Jordan B. Peterson. Shout out to Jordan B. Peterson. I will be locked up because I'm not doing
it. With categorizing womanhood as a means of female. Earlier, it was mentioned by somebody on the anti-trans side about trans women coming in and taking over sports and things like that, which is just not true.
That is true.
It's not.
It is. I can show you a number of cases. There might be people that also haven't.
No, I can show you a number.
Trans women retain 30% of their biological advantage.
That is not
if
true.
They went through male puberty. Yes, it is.
That is.
Yes, it is.
That is not.
Let's not argue it. That's not even the prompts. We're not going to argue about that.
Because you're wrong.
If you are a trans woman and you walk out in the world and you are seen as a man, you do not belong in women's spaces. I don't care what anybody says. I think that's ridiculous. And I think even trans women that have gender dysphoria that go through transition will agree with me.
This makes me so incredibly uncomfortable that we're even having this conversation.
You could go back over there if you really wanted to.
Ooh. If we took all of that off the table, right? If we're not talking about who can play sports with whom, can people exist as who they are?
Absolutely.
It sounded like you were saying if a trans woman doesn't look like what you perceive as looking like a woman, they shouldn't be in feminist spaces.
I didn't say that. I said they shouldn't be in female spaces.
Okay.
Not feminist spaces.
Okay.
I think women.
I disagree with that, but
that's fine. It makes sense to biologically classify people. It also makes sense to socially classify people. Let's say my friend Blair White was sitting right here. It's my buddy. I love her. She's sitting right here. Do I think she lives her life as a man? No. Like we were talking about men making decisions for women as far as abortions are concerned. That's something she'll never experience.
There are women who biologically cannot produce. There are females, people assigned female at birth, who biologically cannot produce. Are you saying that those female women should not be able to have say in those laws?
That's not what I'm saying at all. I guess my main issue with trans women being seen as women and not being seen as trans women is they're changing the definition of women and expecting everybody to go along with that. And that affects me, yes, they are. And that affects me directly. You say trans women are women are trans women. It's a very different experience.
I agree. It's an attack on women who identify as female. Because anybody can jump in your space. Women who identify as a female, you no longer have your own space. Anybody can jump in and steal it from you. So she's trying to stand up and say, no, they can be in feminist spaces or they can be in spaces that identify as trans women, etc. But as a female that identifies as a woman, no, I don't want them in my space. I want to be recognized for being who I am. And if I can't separate y'all from because y'all can just jump in my space, I actually understand where she's coming from there. I personally think all this stuff is really just an attack on women. As crazy as this sounds, this isn't an attack on men. I wish a woman would convert to become a man and want to compete in sports with men. Go ahead and try. As a matter of fact, y'all seen the movie Joanna Man, right? The man dressed up as a woman and dominated the league. You did not see a woman dress up as a man and dominate the man's league. It ain't gonna happen. It's an attack on y'all. Yeah, y'all. We look females that want to be a woman, females that born as females that want to identify as women. Y'all don't even have a space anymore. Y'all got to share with everybody. Y'all got to share with everybody, and you also have to share with how the life receives you with everybody. See, with men, if we men and we identify as men, and anybody that want to convert to that, it's the same competition. It's the same competition. Either I'm competing with a man or I'm competing with a woman thinks she a man. It ain't no competition. So y'all the ones that's really losing in this battle, and we can't help y'all because y'all best friend, hey best friend, all that stuff that y'all be doing. Oh yeah, help me get dressed and stuff. Them the people that y'all supporting. So y'all actually are bringing your own downfall to existence. And y'all don't even understand it. And shout out to her because she fighting. She fighting and says, no, I don't want that. And I happen to understand where she's coming from. She makes a hell of a good point. And I'm just telling y'all, you can't try to be me. You can't convert from a woman and try to be me and compete in this world with me and think that you're going to have any type of equal advantage or advantage. You're going to lose. But if I try to convert to be you, I will win. This... Y'all just don't get it. It's an attack on y'all. It's an attack on y'all.
Are women.
We're just going to agree to disagree with that. If you ask feminists at a women's march what a woman is, they can't even define it. How can you protect something and empower something that you don't even know the actual definition of?
Well, I will say J.K. Rowling calls herself a feminist and was canceled for not being pro-trans, which is kind of overtaking, reversing some of the work feminists have done in the past.
She's a billionaire.
Well, they criticize her.
Fine.
She's fine.
Oh, her billionaire feelings are hurt. I'm so saddened for her. Feminist movement does not allow anyone to have any other opinions but what you guys think is correct.
Though? Because she's allowed to have that opinion. And she still makes a bunch of money.
Yes, she does.
What do trans women take away from women in the feminist movement?
The definition of words and what that means and how that affects us directly.
Can you expand on that?
Yes. When you change the word woman, legally, it has implications. Sexually, it has implications.
But the word woman has changed throughout histories, throughout different cultures. Indigenous people have had different genders, different ways of looking at gender. The Torah specifically has 8 different genders, and we have recognized that for over 3,000 years. You're denying anybody's culture that does not agree with your perception and your worldview because you hold so highly onto your identity and you see it as an attack on who you are.
On sexual orientation.
So feminists as a whole.
But it's nothing to do with sexual
It has exactly to do with sex. When you change the word woman and a lesbian is a woman that is attracted to women, how is that not directly affecting us?
She's standing on it. They all making some back and forth point. The crazy thing about that is she used the Torah, right? If you're going to use religion to prove your point, you better hope that religion don't think things are blasphemous. And you do like this. Oh my gosh. This is why all female dominated panels and stuff like this is bold. Like, yo, this is crazy. They all over the place. All over the place. Back and forth, this, and that. I don't know. I'm liking the anti-feminist woman because she's trying her best to fight. She's giving some good points, but they all over the place. They all over the place. Green hair girl is gone. I want to hear from red. I want to hear from for the white woman in red. Okay, save me. Where's the white woman in red? That's the only hope I got of making it through this damn show. Where is that white woman in red? Okay. My brother AL says if a dude from the G League decided to play in the whole WNBA, he averaged 90 points, 30 blocks, 50 rebounds a game, easy. Not only that, AL, he would foul out their whole team. He would be paying, he could play 1-on-5 and still win. Like, that's how crazy it is. Like, they wouldn't even make it to the first half. They would foul out. Let's be, come on now. This stuff is crazy, bro. This stuff is crazy. And we all about to watch this stuff just destroy in our face, right? And the women who think they're fighting for women are going to be ones that destroy women. Damn, that's so, isn't that crazy to say? The women that think they're fighting for women and women's rights and all this stuff, right, are going to destroy women in the process. Because there is no such thing as a woman anymore. See, if you notice in a lot of these conversations, they barely talk about trans men. They mainly have a battle with trans women, right? It's the main battle, right? They're going to destroy women. We're not worried about men being destroyed because most men, we ain't participating in none of this stuff. We not getting involved in none of this stuff. We still going to be here, but they are going to destroy what it is to be a woman. And they can never destroy what it is to be a man because we so toxic. We have to be that example of what y'all can hate so y'all can have a movement. Because if there was no man, if we got rid of men, all these talking points wouldn't exist. All these things that y'all saying that men do that wouldn't exist. So men will always exist because they're not trying to get rid of men. They're using men as a stepping point to push their agenda, which is to get rid of women. Pay attention.
What defines a woman is being born with biological women's parts, and that is what a woman is. And trans women are individuals who choose to live their lives as women, and I honor that. And everyone deserves dignity and respect, and I mean that. But at the same time, there are universal truths, and we have, as a society, gotten to this confusing tangled place where there's your truth, your truth, your truth, your truth. There is one objective truth in what we are.
Can you explain to me the women in Guatemala who are born female, who are assigned female at birth, and then during puberty grow penises?
I can't explain it because I don't know anything about that.
That sounds like an intersex condition.
You try to, again, but how feminists always try to tell us how we should live our life. I said I was a raging feminist. She goes, I don't believe that.
I don't see that. I don't in what you've been saying. I can't see any traces of feminism in
my
what you're
mother
saying.
is literally.
We heard a lot about your mom, but what about you?
I am a woman. Looking at me, I am a woman, born and raised a woman. Why are we trying to write women, born biological women? Why are you trying to write us out of history?
You guys keep saying that there's a biological reality.
Yo, don't call me a genius, but what did she just say? She born a woman, she looked like a woman, she was raised a woman, and y'all trying to write us out of history. Listen, I have not seen this video. This is all live watching with y'all. I told y'all, they gonna use these women to get rid of women. And she's literally just said what I just told y'all was gonna happen. This is crazy. And I'm telling y'all, it's probably gonna work. Because you got a whole bunch of women that we would identify if we walked down the street, saw them as women, trying to push his agenda to get rid, telling her she's not even a woman. This is crazy. Yo, and they supporting people that said they women and they wasn't even born. Yo, oh man, you can't even make this stuff up. But I told you, and she sees it. See, it's a couple people that already see the errors in their ways, and she's trying to make the adjustment now, and she's fighting. Stop trying to delete us from history. The other white lady was like, no, you can hang out in trans spaces, and in my female space, you can't have that. They're trying to push back, but the problem is they don't have enough support. It is an attack on the divine feminine. You're right, Leslie. It is an attack on that. And this is why we got to have these conversations. We got to push this stuff. We have to have people that be more outspoken and to highlight this stuff so other people don't fall victim to it. Because you see, some of those women have said, I was this way. I've learned the error of my ways. And these younger women and those other women who probably don't even want a man really are going to always push this agenda because they're not going to get a man anyway. So they're willing to push you women that want men farther away from men. And those two women are like, nah, we're not having that. Y'all got to watch this stuff.
Of male and female, scientists do not agree with you.
Scientists that you choose to agree with. I mean, you can find a study and a scientist to back up anything you want to prove.
Well,
these days.
I choose to do peer-reviewed studies and not ones that are backed by political agenda. And I'm sorry that my peer-reviewed studies tend to agree with the fact that trans women are women and that biology, it does not exist in a binary, never has, and it never will.
I secretly.
Real quick, I just want to acknowledge she used an example from Guatemala that people that were assigned a certain way that grew something later in puberty, and then made a comparison to people who actually that doesn't happen to. She made a comparison to people that actually chop something off or get reconstructive surgery to make them trans. So it's not even a fair comparison, because she literally used an example of something that the people that we're making references to that are considered trans and all this kind of stuff, that is not happening to them. It's not happening to them. She used a horrible example, but nobody's going to call that out. It is what it is. I'm going to call it out, though.
Crave men's approval.
Yeah. Men's approval has kept me safe in so many ways. Being desirable, being fuckable has kept me safe many a time. And it's no secret. I guess that's where I disagree. It's no secret that sometimes men's approval is what stands between me and safety.
I firmly believe that the reason why I waited so long to come out with my transness is because I was afraid of losing male approval. It is so embedded into our society. I really pushed myself to present in a way that wasn't authentic to me for men.
I'm trying to unlearn this like very actively and trying to fight for nobody's approval but myself. Like, because it's not even that I should have men's approval, or I should need men's approval or women's approval. I should need my own approval.
Yeah, and I mean, this prompt I think might be surprising for some folks to see us sitting here.
Yeah,
because we're like so feminist,
sure.
but like,
But
you
it's
know.
a reminder that this work doesn't happen in a vacuum. And that because I am implicated in what is happening, right, in the issues, I am implicated in the issues. That's why I do the work. Because I am impacted by them.
I've never thought of a moment where I thought to myself, oh, I wish that man would find me sexy, because I feel so empowered in myself. I always dress like this from head to toe, covered usually from head to toe, and I don't think I've ever experienced a moment, perhaps subconsciously, but I don't think I've ever. And, I think that's also why, with my platform now that I switched from a raging feminist to femininity, which I was, and you can't tell me what I was and who I was. I had the shaved head, the armpit hair, all of it.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. And when I went from that to that, now I teach women how to like dress modern and cover up and be feminine and soft and all of that.
Who are you dressing modern and modest for?
For myself, because it empowers me. I am Nigerian first and foremost, and because of that, in our culture, we've always been very modest. We didn't even have a word for it. It's just that's how women dress. We layer on top of layers on top of layers. And I remember when I first, became a feminist and like moved and I would show skin, I always felt so uncomfortable.
Why did you feel uncomfortable with showing your skin? I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just asking out of curiosity why you felt uncomfortable, like what the root of that discomfort was.
Yeah, she's uncomfortable because she knows showing her skin will get her attention. Duh. And she's saying that I want attention for things that's not like that. I want to be attention for something else. It's ironic, right? Well, my guy else says the pink chick and the black feminists want a money, and they gonna get one too. All they gotta do is listen to that. What's that girl name? Oh, you thought I was feeling you? I don't know her song, but I do know that line, and it is funny, bro. They gonna be. You think they gonna get a man? You think they gonna get a man? You know they want women. That green hair 100% look like woman. They gotta get a woman. Talking like that, unless she finds somebody like how her daddy was, they not getting no man. You know that. We ain't even gotta play around like that. They ain't even gotta play around like that. It's so interesting how if you're not going on with their agenda, they're going to challenge you, right? You're not a feminist. You telling me I could literally say, well, I'm a woman, but you'll challenge me and say I'm not a feminist. Think about how deep that is. You could be whatever you want. If you believe you are, and if you identify as so, I will respect it. But then you'll say I was a feminist, and they say no. That is mind-blowing to me. But it just shows you that it's all cap. They just trying to push an agenda, and they trying to take away women that are born women. Y'all better fight back. Y'all better fight back before y'all know it. They're going to get y'all. Fight back.
Because it's not who I am.
But I also think we'd be denying reality if we said when we put clothes on the morning, we didn't think about the way that we would navigate the world in them, right? The way that people would perceive us and think about us. And it's definitely worth noting that, like, you know, clothing choices are also about access to power, access to moving through spaces, being seen as acceptable in certain spaces, right?
Like covering up, not necessarily because you feel like that empowers you, but covering up because it's a sense of safety. Like so many, like one of the things that we have to, that I, with my job, we have to correct officers on, like when an assault victim comes forward, like they're not allowed to ask, what were you wearing? Like,
Yeah,
but that's but
It's bad.
because it's very bad. It's very dehumanizing because it implies that
It was their fault.
that it was their fault.
I think we can all agree on
Yes.
that. I was assaulted fully clothed when I was only 12 years old. So, you know,
Exactly.
trust me, I know.
We're gonna have a
It's cancel time. Oh, it's cancel time. Y'all remember we was on another show that I can't talk about over here unless you're part of the select group. And we were talking about this guy that got robbed, right? We was like, yeah, he had jewelry on. If you got jewelry and you got 800,000, I'm just saying. And I said, how you gonna blame a victim? How you gonna? I'm just saying, you know, if you shine and you stunting on people, like you gotta expect that to happen. Why a man gotta expect something to happen when it's wrong? Was you doing anything appealing? Yeah, you know, I was shining, I was wearing jewelry, I had $1 million on my neck, so people want that. So you're saying it's attractive because people want it. There's people struggling, right? There's people struggling, they ain't got nothing, so they're gonna take from you. This is the points that they sell to us, right? Aren't there women and men who can't get none, so they go and take? Aren't there women and men that can't get none, and so they go and take? So if you wearing or are more attractive, or you do things to attract those people, we can't say that you did things to attract those people, but we can in the same breath say that somebody wearing jewelry, somebody that's wearing a lot of money on their neck, something that's valuable, and somebody's going to try to take it, even though it's wrong. We understand that there are people out there that's going to do it. And if you do something like that, you have to understand that that's what comes with it. You'll tell men they have to understand what comes with it. But if you wear something that shows something and they do something, well, you're not allowed to say that. That's the hypocrisy that we be telling. And this is the stuff that the trouble that I have with a lot of women that try to be like red pill and all this stuff. They don't have the analogies, the comparisons, because they stealing from everybody else. They always stealing from everybody else. They can't paint that imagery for you guys because they be stealing from everybody else. So they can't do it. That's literally what just happened. Yes, if you're wearing something that is appealing, you know how to appeal to men or women. I'd argue that there are women that want to munch. We only want to demonize the men, but there's women that want to munch. And if you're wearing something, they might munch. So, but no, we can't say that. We only going to say the men do that. But a woman can't forceful. At the end of the day, what's true is true. There are clothing and there's science behind it that when you look at like the McDonald's sign and the color that they choose, the red, if you guys got to have like a banking card, like a red card, etc., those red cards, the reason why a lot of banks have those is because you guys respond to them scientifically a certain way. Bright colors, different things. We respond to them a certain way. It's science. So if you're doing something scientifically that's appealing to a group of people, whether it be the munchers, which y'all don't want to talk about, who could run up on you and get the munching. I know we don't talk about that. We're going to talk about the men only. It is what it is. Yes, you can do something that can contribute to attraction or unwanted what's the word? Unwanted attention. Yes, you can contribute to attention. There are things that you can do that can get attention. We all know this. You go in a space where everybody broke and you got jewelry on, you're going to get attention. Whether it's right or wrong, you know attention is going to happen. So when we talk about you did something, hey, what was you doing? Were you doing something that usually gets attention? We can't talk about it. Why? See, this is the stuff that we be trying to point out as men that we have to deal with. We just got to put our head down and say, oh, it is what it is. But then y'all get to have this whole luxurious life and say, oh, it's wrong, and you better not talk about it. You better not say this because it's wrong, and we'll cancel you if you do. Y'all don't never stand up for the guys, and they see y'all doing it. Yes, a lot of men ain't dealing with y'all because they see you not standing up for them. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm just gonna highlight the hypocrisy that always exists, and we gonna stand on it. And I'm going. Man, I can't believe that. See, it's all women up there, so nobody's gonna check that or challenge that or give a different perspective on it. Y'all know that's all women up there. They all have to, based upon the fact that women want to be politically correct. Because they want to be politically correct, they're not going to point out and say, yeah, it's true. I know you there is a way to get attention, but they will tell you, I know how to get a man's attention. They will tell you that I know how to get attention. I know how to dress something. I know how to flip I know how to get attention. But if you do something and something happens, don't talk about it. It's cap. This is ridiculous.
Prompt that has to do with this?
Cool. Yeah, I just don't really care about men. Like, men are not a part of my day. When I wake up in the morning, I think about how to be the baddest how to step into myself. So if that's looking like you from head to toe or showing a little cleavage, like it's going to be what it is. And men are going to like the men I attract. They like me because I am like no one else they've met. Like they've never really experienced this new person. It's like you don't know what their approval is. Like, especially when it comes to things like race and preference, and like nothing that I do is going to really be approved by men ever. So I might as well just do me.
But I do just want to say that men's approval, once again, it's not just about if they want to date you or marry you or have sex with you. It is about if they want to hire you, if they want you to be a part of their organization or their school. And so when we talk about wanting men's approval, we're talking about if they want to hire me, if they want to let me have access to that social mobility, and if they will allow me to be safe walking down the street or in a bar. Men's approval is so much deeper and more systemic than just romantic.
Yeah. Are we allowed to? I have to agree with that, even though we're on the opposite end of this, because I'm a blogger and I write about women's like makeup, and for example, Dove is one of the brands that I am the face of, and when I go into those meetings, they are white men, and although I do not go into it thinking, oh my God, I should seek their approval, I do know that the way I dress conservatively gets me those checks.
And probably as a Black woman, how you wear your hair as well.
Oh yeah, they love this hair. Oh, they love it. They love it. They love it.
I was trying to push you before.
No, I do that. I do, but that's also how I was raised, and it's cultural. Nigerian women are very conservative by nature.
I ain't gonna lie, I do love her hair. I ain't gonna lie, I like hair like that. I like it. She got me. She got me. She knew it. Yeah, they love it. She knew how she knew she was attracting. See, they knowing what they doing, but we can't say nothing about it. They knowing what they doing, but we can't say nothing about it. The other woman was very, very observant. Yeah, but I need to get hired. I want the social mobility. I'm just saying, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm telling you now, these women is, I ain't gonna say the word. Watch them. Listen to what they say and compare it to the truth. And they all lies. What happened? What happened to the white girl in red? Where is she at? They kicked her off the show because she was speaking into. Where's she been at? She ain't been on for the last 20 minutes we've been watching. Where'd she go? She the real. Up here, I'm telling y'all. And look, they know that they want male approval. I don't care what none of them say. They want male approval. Because at the end of the day, unless they asking for women to do this stuff, they're asking for men approval. This is cap. Oh, that one Black girl can say, I don't never wake up thinking about what no man gonna say. I don't never do that. The women that like me, they like me because I'm smart. Because of my GPA is 3.9. Because I got a degree. They just gonna like me because I'm different than any other woman. No, you not. Do you know that your DNA is literally like 99% like everybody else's? Your DNA is literally just like everybody else's. I hate to tell you, I know you wish you could. I know you wish you could get a man to be like, oh man, I just love her personality. If that was the case, ugly women would be winning. We'd aspire to be ugly, but no. Sorry, your personality not hitting like that. Now, you can have a decent personality, but it's gonna have to be like it's gonna have to be an additive. Like, add that on to how good you look. Don't lead with your personality. Nice try, it ain't gonna work. Stop saying that these men are not looking at you because you're attractive. Stop it. It's pathetic. Everybody know it true, and you wouldn't even be walking. I feel sorry for your mama. I feel sorry for your mama. In this case, I feel bad for your dad.
It's rational for women to fear men.
Working with sexual assault and domestic violence victims every single day, it has completely just reopened my mind and my trauma, because I am a sexual assault survivor myself, which is why I got into the work that I do. It's every single woman, almost every single woman has some sort of story where she was in a room or in a space with a man and that man made her feel unsafe. And if every single woman has a story like that, it's rational.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why, again, I know I'm bringing this back to the trans issue, but that's what, again, why I think it's important to define what a woman or man or male or female is. Like, if it's just something in your head, then why do we logically have to be afraid of that specific thing if it's just something, a gender in your head?
So
there are.
That was on point. What she just said was 100% on point. I don't think she's good enough to hammer it home, though, but she's right in what she said, right? If you're telling me that 100% of women have experienced some fear of men or they have a right to be feared, you should be afraid. Go ahead and be afraid. I don't care if you are or not, but what it does is if you're in a room and I go, hey, I identify as a woman, how can you be afraid of a man? How can you be afraid of a man? If anybody can identify as a woman, how do you know it's a man? Does when that fear happen, when you're walking down the street and you visually see something that you saying, oh, we don't make assumptions like that. You can be whatever you want. How are you naturally afraid of somebody unless they identify and say, hey, I'm a man. Now you have a right to be afraid of, because prior to them telling you that they're a man, you don't know what they are. So how are you afraid naturally of men? Is that possible? Just going by your pure logic, is it possible to be afraid of men unless they identify as a man? It should be impossible. So if you're walking down a dark street and you see something because you don't know what they identify as, there's no way you should be fearful. It should be impossible to be afraid. I know. That don't make sense, though. That don't make sense because obviously you can look at something and make a determination of what you think it is. This is how you know they all cap, because they'll say one thing, you make another point later that debunks everything they say, and they just gonna say, well, no, that's different. A woman's favorite line is, that's different, just for the record. I just want y'all guys to understand that. How y'all afraid of men unless they tell you when they walking down the street, hey, man coming through? How? It's cap. I'm telling y'all, contradicting all the way through. And I'm just here to highlight it because at the end of the day, they the ones speaking. We just visiting.
Biological differences that can make us fearful or make men react certain ways that are different than women.
Yes and no,
Physical
but there's
differences,
but there's absolutely a different perception of a trans woman than a man. Like, when, in my experience, when women are with, like, in the same room as trans women, they're not as fearful of, like, oh my God, this person could assault me, because the likelihood of trans people assaulting women is so small. Like, it's practically
And there's
not.
a reason for
There's
that.
a reason for that.
I agree with that.
Isn't it?
Actual trans women. My point.
Trans women, period, not actual or inactual.
No, there is a thing. People that are claiming the trans identity but are not
against
trans.
the prompt.
That's true.
Men are not only scary.
This actually got me thinking. This actually really got me thinking here. Love C says, if he identifies as a woman, does the fear vanish? Yeah, that's the point that I'm trying to make. Like, And she tried to highlight it that, oh, if they're trans though, then there's less fear. So here's the question. One, do you visibly see them and identify them as a trans man? Do they tell you I'm a trans man? Like, and here's the bigger kicker that's going to destroy this whole sentence. Are they even supposed to identify as that way? Because now we're going through a situation where they say you don't even have to identify as what your birth certificate say anymore. Remember that conversation we was having when they were saying, oh, you can change your birth certificate? So now they don't even have to tell you what their biological birth. They don't have to do that. So how would you even know what a trans man is or a trans woman is? They don't have to acknowledge it. Remember, that's what they pushing for. No acknowledgement, right? So how can we ever identify that is a man if they never tell you that they're a man? And you cannot tell me that you don't have like they said, a natural fear of something that does not identify as a man. How does that happen? This is why this is why you can't trust them. And listen, y'all see who in the back right there? Who's in the back that don't agree with none of this cap? Who's the only person that's been on point damn near the whole show? The white woman in red. The white woman in red is solo dolo in the back. She got a husband, she got a man, and she got a kid. The rest of them are aspiring and living off some theoretical theories that they don't even live out. That's all facts. You see her in the back solo dolo, and she's standing and she proud. She's like, it is what it is. I want to be around them. I want to be around them. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Shout out to the white woman in red because she's the only one holding it down right now. The only one.
Because of their biological difference, they're stronger, whatever, right? Some of the violence is that men can be abusive, harmful, and get away with it.
It's the systemic power.
It's the systemic power that is scary.
The reason that 90% of sexual assault cases go unreported is because of like roughly the 8% that are reported, only 2% of them actually face consequences.
And we seem
I
to
think we all
agree.
agree.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees.
Right.
Some of my deepest, I honestly would say probably my deepest trauma is actually not my physical sexual assault. It was the manipulation that I faced
After
in the workplace by someone who was not necessarily physical with me, but they manipulated me. They used their power to paint me in a light and push me out of that job that I loved.
I'm so sorry you experienced that.
I agree. Like the stats will say a trans woman, which I would say is a man, a trans woman, it is less likely, like very unlikely to attack. But it's not even, it's really kind of the principle. It's like, but if they were to, they would beat me up.
But then I'm going to take that one step further, which is that if they were to, and then the police were to come, what would their experience be like versus yours as a white woman?
I'm not talking about the cops. It's just me and
But
the
the
trans
cops are
woman.
a factor.
I actually hate the cops.
I
Just
have a-
saying.
I have a question
I don't
for
like
you, though.
cops.
If you see a male person and you see a trans woman, like what does that have equal amounts of fear for you, or is there a difference?
So my thing, I'm trying to focus in on a trans woman wants to beat me up.
Why are trans women wanting to beat you up?
No, that's not. I'm saying hypothetical. It's a hypothetical. I'm just.
Notice how she defends the trans woman. Why would a trans woman want to beat you up? Why are you afraid of men then? Why are you afraid of men when you innately, we should be afraid? Why? Is it impossible? Is it impossible for them to do something? No, they can do something just like anybody else. This is what I'm talking about. See, they use the men to push their narrative, right? They use the men because, like I said, men, we ain't going nowhere. They need to hate us. They need to use us as the example of why they need to be different, to separate from us, right? And they want to get rid of the women. They want to join y'all spaces, get the power that y'all have, pretend like they y'all, to hate on us and get rid of y'all. Y'all going to be your own support of your own demise. You're going to be your own support of your own demise. You notice how quick she said that? Why would you be afraid of that? Like that never is going to happen. This stuff is sad. I'm just sick of it. Sick. It's just sad. We all know, let's be honest, that girl-girl relationships are some of the highest DV rates anywhere out there. Y'all all know that. Y'all all know that. They have some of the highest rates. But we're going to only focus on, like I said, demonize the men to try to prompt everything back up. It's a strategy that they have.
Saying, like, can we all agree that I would get my ass beat?
But I'm saying,
Well, yes or no? I mean,
yes, maybe,
so that's
but
all I'm
then,
saying.
how would the experience be outside of just that
Why are we
hypothetical
going- I'm not
vacuum?
even talking
No,
about
no,
this.
I want to finish my thought because it really is
that's not the
like,
prompt, though.
no, but it is the prompt because we're talking about, we can't talk about this in a hypothetical vacuum.
What's the prompt?
The prompt was that it's rational for women to fear men, but you're bringing in trans women when the discussion is men.
It's not about
Right, right.
physicality for me. It's about power.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Is that,
and that's what you are
and
saying.
that's what I'm saying is that that situation is so unlikely, and it is unlikely because of the difference in societal power that you hold over a trans woman.
That's not exactly true.
For people who love to
I understand what you're
who
saying.
love to criticize other people for assuming genders incorrectly, you love assuming how things are going to happen and like predict the future and how situations play out and how I'm treated by everyone else.
Well, you're hypothetical. That's a hypothetical. You're also
assuming what would happen to me.
You're assuming they would beat you up.
A man would beat me up. Yes. Yes.
You're assuming a trans woman would beat you up.
We'll be specific. A male.
Male. Yes.
Better.
That's all I'm saying. You want to avoid answering that part and going to this bigger, broad
What's
thing
the
to
question?
avoid. If there's a biological man, a trans woman.
I disagree with you on the definition here.
Biological male.
But I'm a
biological
biological
We'll say male or female and gender man or woman.
I'm a biological woman who is roughly of like not too big of difference of size. I could easily beat you
Right.
up. So why are you more afraid of them than me when I present just as equal of a difference to you? It's because of your
No, you obviously could be
No,
me up too,
because
but
because
a
because
man
you,
would
but
beat me up more.
no, you said this 5 minutes ago. Males, not men necessarily. Males create. Would you say 90% of? Would you say males create 90% of the crimes?
I didn't
sexual,
say
whatever.
See, the crazy part about this is they're explaining these stats, and the crazy thing about when they talk about men create 90% of violence, that 90% is perpetrated on like 89% on other men. Most violence that is perpetrated, especially by men, is onto other men. They just be making this stuff up as they go. Most men experience violence from other men outside of a woman doing what they do, slap the back, all that kind of stuff. But when we talk about reported convictions, things like that, men are going to experience violence from other men. So they just capping right now is what they do at the end of the day. That all they doing is trying to make you hate men and push their narrative. Let's just be honest. Shaq Channel says, Aaron, I actually seen a trans woman beat the brakes off a woman as I drove by on Market by the crazy Safeway. Yeah, I know that spot. It ain't gonna be the last time you're gonna see that either over there. But that's the thing. We all know that they're physically, even if they take the pills and they do all the surgeries, they still have the bone density cannot be converted. Like, we all know that they will hurt these people. Like, let's just be honest. If I was born the way I was born, went through puberty or not, because we shouldn't, I don't know if you should be allowing me to make a change at 8 years old, but let's just say I went through puberty, did some changes, I'm going to hurt somebody naturally. There's a natural progression of it. So it's just sad, but like I said, let's use men to demonize men to prompt them up. Every single chance they get, demonize the men, but hey, I'm a trans man. Well, not the trans man, just the men. Just the men. How do you say we ain't men? There should be no differences. It's fluid. What is a man? What is a man? Well, who's the man y'all talking about? Pay attention. Everything else is no such thing as gender. Everything is fluid, but they still go at men. How is that possible? How is everything fluid, but we can still say men are the problem? There ain't no men. So what are you talking about? Because the only gender y'all want to get rid of is female. Pay attention. I'm trying to put y'all on game.
I didn't say that.
There was something like that.
I said I was talking about reports of sexual assault, and that does actually include male assault victims.
Right.
And most
of them are males.
And most of the male
That's
assault
my point.
victims, their assaulters were also men.
That's my point. Right.
Hi. Okay, so let's start by saying the conversation that I just listened to, I don't disagree with much of what we were talking about. When this prompt was asked, I interpreted the prompt to say, to communicate, it is rational for women to fear all men. I know that the word all was not in there, but that's how I sort of understood it, which I don't think it's rational for women to fear all men. I think that's very tragic. We know that there are bad men. We know that there are very, very good men. And I personally think that the amount of good men exceedingly overwhelms the amount of bad men, but that's just my personal opinion. I also, quite frankly, fear women. I do. I fear how manipulative women can be to each other in the workplace. I fear how manipulative women can be to each other and how toxic women can be to each other when it comes to polarizing topics like we've discussed here, motherhood, other very incendiary topics.
We're talking about physical abuse with men, and actually with emotional abuse, it's most common in lesbian couples.
Really?
So,
Yeah, that is
yes,
actually.
you would know.
No,
you deal with it. It's
there is-
horrendous.
What did I say? They just agreed to my point. And shout out to the white woman in red for the win. She on point and she moving right. I don't know. I need to meet this man that's holding her down. I need to meet him because his game. She probably got a black man. All right, look. I'm a chill. I'm just telling you. She on point. She on point. She said, "I fear women." Yeah, you should feel women just how manipulative they are. Maybe I'll do a show on that tomorrow. A quick show. I might do a show on the manipulation thing tomorrow. Y'all gonna see, cause she I don't know if I got time tomorrow, but we'll see. I'm telling you now. That white woman in red, write it down. Get y'all white woman in red, cause that's the only way you gonna win. Her man is not white, or at least stop it. She got her a black man. She can't be that informed of the world without a black man. It's a black man. You know it's a black man. Stop it now. Stop it. She got a black man.
Actually a statistic.
Horrendous.
Women are equally as likely to commit domestic violence. I genuinely, when I got into this work, I thought that it was going to be like, oh, just men commit domestic violence. No, women are
really
equally
bad.
as likely to commit domestic
But
violence.
why were you surprised by that?
Because I had a different definition in my head of what domestic violence was before I got my training. Domestic violence is not just like punching, hitting, or physical violence. Oftentimes it's emotional violence, psychological violence, sexual violence, financial violence, legal violence, and women are far more likely to commit psychological domestic violence or emotional domestic violence.
But why were you, with your original definition, the more violent definition of domestic
Like
violence?
physical violence?
Yeah, physical violence. Why were you surprised that, oh, women, like,
I wasn't surprised that
like
women
you
commit
assumed that
physical.
men would.
No, I wasn't
commit
surprised
more,
that
though.
women commit physical violence. Physical domestic violence. I assumed that under the I assumed that there was one definition of domestic violence, and that was physical. And statistics do show that men do commit physical domestic violence more than women do. That's just a fact. But
Like
when you add in all other kinds of domestic violence, women commit it at equal rates.
Yeah, that's a wrap on the group discussion. Take a breath for a second.
I do appreciate the ways in which we have been able to come together and agree, because I am of the opinion that feminism and anti-feminism.
All right, we made it through the video. Wow. Yeah, so there was a lot there. Are y'all feminists or anti-feminists at this point? Because I was rocking with the white woman in red. Shout out to her. I might have to look her up. I might have to follow her on IG. She sounds like somebody that I could rock with, you know what I'm saying? So I might have to follow her on the IG. If y'all got her IG, drop it in the chat for the kid. But yeah, they gave a lot of insight there as far as listening to women. I want women. Shout out to the women that hold me down over here. I want y'all to see just how women try to represent y'all and how they betray y'all and how they turn y'all against each other and create a whole nother gender and be like, that's a woman too. And they don't have y'all best interests, okay? Because at the end of the day, y'all want men, okay? Y'all do. Whether they irritate you or not, y'all want men. And the actions that these people be taking are not conducive of getting men, especially the type of men that y'all want. So y'all got to be very careful to where this, think about where they got indoctrinated with these views from. Think about where they got indoctrinated with these views from, and y'all have to combat these things. Y'all have to combat these things and make sure y'all don't fall victim to this stuff. My guy Rob said, nothing can make me a feminist, bro. I mean, listen, bro, maybe if they say it's choice, feminist just means choice. They'll just keep changing the definition every time we debunk their position, every time we point out their hypocrisies, their lies, all this stuff. They'll just change the definition of everything. They do it all the time. And at the end of the day, they can be fluid. I'm a man, I'm a woman. Hey, 5 minutes ago, bro, it's a losing battle if women don't stand up. It is what it is at the end of the day. It is what it is. Shout out to AL for sending me the video. I hope y'all enjoy the breakdown. If y'all like me doing videos like this, let me know. And I will definitely continue to do them because I had a good time. I like breaking stuff down. But definitely, like I said, send me some videos that y'all want to see me break down the only way that it can be broke down, the way I do it. And I will gladly do it. Hit my IG, send me an email. Shout out to all the people that support me. Appreciate everybody that's supporting the show. We're going to keep them rocking. This one's definitely a good one. I'm sure somebody else going to react to it, and so hold them down. But I'm telling you now, you can't make half this stuff up. And ladies, I do this. I know y'all be like, why Aaron's so rough on the ladies? I do this for the good women. I do this for the good women. I annihilate and destroy the bad women just so y'all can see what y'all want to be moving like. Just so y'all can see, even when y'all think they doing something in your best interest, they not. They not. And they not going to highlight it. They're going to brush over it. They're going to tell you, you could be whatever you want, but you're not a feminist, though. You're not a feminist, though. Oh, how they going to tell that person you're not a feminist, but it can be anything else you want to be if you believe you are? I'm trying to help y'all see that these people will be the destroy. They will be the end of women if y'all don't stand up as women. Y'all see those two women was trying to show y'all what they doing, trying to erase y'all in history, trying to move y'all position, but y'all not seeing it. But listen, shout out to everybody that came through and rocked out with the show. I appreciate everybody. Thank y'all for holding me down. We're going to do another show. I don't know what time yet. I don't know how my schedule looking. But we're gonna always try to enjoy ourselves. I hope y'all appreciate it. Make sure y'all hit a like. Hopefully y'all subscribe by now. But hit a like, support it, drop a comment, and let me know what y'all want to see next. But we getting up out of here. I see y'all on the next one. We gone.